Mountain. We'll have free DQ hot dogs, chips, and soft drinks. And register to win some great prizes, including 2 tickets to the truck race, the Xfinity race, and the Cup race at Darlington next week. Plus many more great door prizes, too. Come see us this Saturday, April 27th, 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at Campers Inn RV, 615 Broadview Drive, off Highway 161 South at I-85 in Kings Mountain. With the change of seasons, today's Pro in Shelby is having a sale, a clearance sale on the remaining name brand gas logs. Some are slightly used and some brand new, but they all come with the manufacturer's warranty. Also, displays are on sale as well. Come in and save and get ready for pool season. Today's Pro has all your pool supplies, and yes, they do water testing too. That's Today's Pro, 1325 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. Call 704-600-8393. Open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Like them on Facebook too.
Take the escalator of savings to the second floor at Kurt's Premium Outlet in Eastridge Mall in Gastonia. A McKay vanity and bench, regular $700, but now $547.50. Brimwood horse throw pillows are $13.75. Farmer birdhouses are $23.50. Premium house flags are $12. Outdoor patio chairs and a variety of colors are 20% off. For the kids, check out the battery-powered UTVs for $625, and kitchen play sets are $125 at Kurt's Premium Outlet, Eastridge Mall on North New Hope Road in Gastonia.
Hi, this is Vince Hefner, pastor of the First Baptist Church in Cherryville. I'd like to share with you my favorite passage of Scripture in God's Word. Philippians 4, verse 8 tells us this, "And now, dear brothers and sisters, one final thing. Fix your thoughts on what is true and honorable and right and pure and lovely and admirable. Think about things that are excellent and worthy of praise. Keep putting into practice all that you have learned and received from me, everything you heard from me and saw me doing. Then the God of peace will be with you." This is Vince Hefner, pastor of the First Baptist Church of Cherryville, reminding you God loves you.
Spring is the best time of the year to play golf, and the Cherryville Golf and Country Club invites you to play. You'll love the challenge at the Cherryville Golf and Country Club. For tee times, call 704-435-6597. It's open to the public. Plus, ask about special membership offers. And they have a driving range, too. And remember the Cherryville Golf and Country Club for that special event. The Cherryville Golf and Country Club, 200 Club Drive in Cherryville, online at cherryvillegolf.com, and like them on Facebook, too. You can book your tee times online at the Glen Oaks Golf Course in Maiden. Just go online at glenoaksgolf.com. Pick out your tee time and book it. Check out their pro shop, snack bar, driving range, and banquet hall. And memberships are available. For more information, call 828-428-2451. Or again, go online at glenoaksgolf.com and like them on Facebook too.
Chosen breed, you don't see too many like me. Cause I am one of the reasons you do what you do when you wanna be me instead of you. Cause I am still on beat, showing love to the streets. Come on, you know me, cause that's who I am.
Saturday brought to you by McDonald's of Cherryville. I'm working on my sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit. Zachary, what'd you have for breakfast?
I had a McChicken biscuit.
Tom?
I had a bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit and a hash brown.
JP, what y'all got in there?
Terry gave me his sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit.
And does Chip got anything in there?
Enjoy my sausage and egg biscuit. Thank you.
All right. So there we go, folks. Happy breakfast to you. And go by your local McDonald's here in Cherryville and see Mr. Kuthan and the gang and check them out. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We enjoy breakfast here every Saturday on Saturday Morning Sports Talk. JP, how was your week, bro?
It's good.
It's good. Nothing big. Nothing going
on. No. Last Saturday, was at my church doing a little something for the youth, but apart from that, no. I mean, nothing really big happened.
All right. Well, we got a big show today. We've got the NFL draft to go over. We've got NBA playoffs to get into. We've got Major League Baseball, NASCAR from Dega and Dover, and then also, what did I skip? NCAA news and notes as well as that, and then some fun tweets as always on the day. But give everybody a happy Saturday. This morning, of course, this weekend, we're broadcast on KTC Broadcasting. Campers in today. Is that what you said, Tom?
That's right. We're going to have it starting at 11 o'clock over there with Calvin in the game. The Campers in Kings Mountain, North Carolina. You can see it right there off Highway 74. Hot dogs will be served today. So get over there, get you a hot dog, and they're having a big sale over there. So check out. You might want to have something for your little late spring camping. Might want to pick a little something up.
Well, Tom, are you making the trip this weekend?
Making the trip.
Yeah. So you got a 4-hour drive to see the Cleveland Guardians.
Yeah, I know they got they were defeated last night. Every time they play somebody good, yeah, I know they're in Atlanta. I won't be able to make it down there. It kind of caught me by surprise because I think I saw it on the website. You know, the KTC. Well, I was like, oh yeah, the Indians are coming to town, but didn't see it in enough time to make some plans to get down there. Kind of glad I didn't, as they lost 6-2 last night.
Well, they play at 7 tonight and 1 tomorrow. So, Tom, you get down there and stay tonight and wake up and
probably could
see 2 games.
I probably could
be home by 9 o'clock tomorrow night.
I probably could, but I'm not.
You could get your first Guardians in person experience.
I think I'll just listen to it on 101.5 and 92.9 tonight. I got the prom tonight at Burns, so I couldn't go tonight. But I'll be listening. The kids might come up to me and say, "Hey, Mr. Sam," I'm like, what? Got the boss in my ear listening to the game. I can't talk to you right now. So
that was awesome. That was awesome. Didn't even spill.
But this is I think that's the difference in the Braves and in Cleveland right now is I think the Braves are ready to win a World Series, and I think Cleveland's a good team. That when they come up against another really good team, they're going to struggle. You know, Yankees took 2 or 3 from them. They struggled a little bit last night. But they're beating the teams they should beat. You know what I mean? They play Oakland. They play Chicago. They play Boston. They beat them. They're just not ready to beat the elite teams.
That's what usually expansion teams do, Tom.
Well, you can listen to
I mean, he uses the same joke every week.
It'll never end until they change the name back.
It's just, man.
That's true.
Same joke
Be glad you're not a Commanders fan, too.
I know.
You know what? I'm just saying.
What if you're a Commanders fan and an Indians fan?
And now the Commanders are they're going to retire Darryl Green's jersey.
Was it not already retired?
I don't think so.
Well, that was
I saw
atrocity.
that. Is it Strawberry and Doc Gooden that are going to be retired by the Mets?
Oh, I didn't see
it's
that.
Doc Gooden, yeah.
Doc,
I think
for
Strawberry
sure.
is
Strawberry,
Strawberry
both of them.
as well.
Yeah.
They should. They were both part of the 86 team, weren't they? Both of them were on the 86 team.
They can do anything as long as Strawberry's lucid. I'm happy for them. But on this weekend on KDC Broadcasting, you listen to those Braves and Guardians tonight at 7, tomorrow at 1:15. NASCAR racing this weekend on KTC, 1 o'clock today for the Xfinity Series and 1:15 tomorrow. Basically 1 for both of them, I think. I may have got that wrong. I'll look on the NASCAR schedule here in just a second. But both of them you can listen here on KTCBroadcasting.com. Let's go over Terry. How was the Talladega race, sir? Terrible. Why was it terrible?
Turned it off.
You see what Mr. Bush said this week, didn't you? Said he hates this car.
I know. He hates everything about what he's doing right now over there. I mean, he's. I mean, you got one of the best drivers in the world, and give him something to go with. I mean, if you want to get back to the top like you used to be, give the guy something. If this was Dale Earnhardt Senior, he'd be having some stuff, or he'd not be racing.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's how I think about Kyle Busch. He's not a Dale Earnhardt Senior. He's never going to probably ever be that good, but
he's good.
Yeah, he's good.
He's got talent. Denying that.
Yeah, give him what he wants, and then he can change your whole program.
He don't like this car,
and he said from day one, give me something to ride with. I mean, he pulled out last week, and I was like, stay in line. I mean, then he pulled up, and he went clean to the back.
It killed him. It killed that whole. They tried to go 3 wide,
and I'm like, he could have stayed where he was at and finished in the top 10, but. There's nothing there for him, and I don't blame him. I would be mad, too. If I was that type of driver, I would be mad every time I stepped out there.
Do you think it's more, Terry, do you think it's more, and the answer to this might be both, but do you find it more fault with RCR, or do just the car tomorrow's setup and all that?
No, because I think when he was driving the car before, he was successful. I mean, think of it. He is when Jimmy Johnson was towards the end of his career, and they would give him a car, Jimmy had come out and said, look, I need something to drive. I'm tired of being in 15th. And that's what Kyle Busch is right now. He's around 15th or back, in the cars that he's driving. And he's too good of a driver for that to happen. So give him something. It's more RCR. Give the guy what he needs.
Yeah, 17th in the points right now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I think Kyle's experiencing a little bit with it. Like he said, he mentioned Jimmy, and you got to think, well, how do you think Jimmy feels now? He's an actual owner. And I always ask, when one of our old NASCAR experts were on here, one of my questions was, and I always say, well, these guys got better parts than these guys. And I always wondered, where this shady car dealer part salesman
J3 mechanic part sales,
where the like Hendricks walks in and Richard Childress walks in, he's like, I'm only selling to one of you and the highest bidder, and then you're all else screwed. Wouldn't it benefit that guy to sell them all the same thing?
That's that black market's owned by Randy Quaid and Robert Duvall.
Yeah.
I was just always curious about that part. Like what shop are they going to? I understand, back in the old days, you do a lot more manufacturing yourself and stuff, and now it's more of basically give them a kit is what they give them for the most part.
Yeah.
But I've never understood like what you're saying, Terry. And
Kyle Busch is one of them people. I mean, you have to understand, if he's not happy, then he's saying heck with it and bails right on out. I mean, that's just the type of driver he is. Either you give me something I can succeed with, or if it's not working, you know what? Heck with this, man. I'm going back here where I'm not going to wreck, and I'm going to finish 25th to 30th.
Well, I saw a comment, Terry, and see what you can say or think about this. So I don't know exactly. Y'all can speak to Kyle more. This is more about Jimmy, but he was talking about, and we all know, he grew up He grew up driving motorcycles and the trucks that easily flip over, the off road. The rally trucks, whatever. And so he was always, when he was in NASCAR, he wanted his car loose. Mm-hmm. So if you ever watched any of his races, he was sliding all over the place around the corners. Well, and he was talking the other day about you drove that car off the back rear wheel, and now the new car you got to drive off the front right. Mm-hmm. And it's totally different driving style and weight differential, and none of him and some of the older guys aren't used to that at all. And so that's why you see them spinning by a lot of the guys just spinning by themselves because they're driving that wanting it. He wants it to be loose, and as soon as he gets it loose at all, the front end he loses the front end on it.
Yeah, and I feel so sorry for him because last week he had that run coming from the outside, and Kyle says, "Well, I'm gonna go to the front. I'm gonna make a third lane, and we're gonna go to the front." But when he pulled out there, it's like the whole lane stopped. And
it did.
And it went straight to the back. I mean, nothing pushing. Then the guy didn't come up behind him to push him, so there was no pushing. And I was like, holy moly, boy, this is disaster. Yeah, because when you're running 8th and all of a sudden, next thing you know, you're 25th. And I'm talking about 25th in a lap. I mean, that's how quick he went back.
Yeah, I told my wife when I said they're pulling out. I said they're gonna make the third line, and I was like, oh, that's bad.
Yeah, as soon as it happened.
It was that quick. I was
Yeah.
like, that's bad. I said, it's over. Because I was pulling for Kyle. And I said, it's over. He's not got a shot now. So I know they are. I don't know if you saw this or not, Kevin, but the 43 car this week. Did you see the paint scheme for that this week yet?
Yeah, we'll pull that up.
Okay.
Here in a second. Because Eric Jones actually cracked a
His
bone
back
in his
broke
back,
vertebrae.
Yeah.
and so he's going to
Sure
be out.
does.
They don't say it's too bad. He may be back this season. But what was his name? They're replacing him. I will find it in a second. But
Saw it this morning.
they
I'll look it up.
yeah, find that for me there, Chip. Ron, but okay, so anyway, he happens to be jumping in this weekend when they're doing an STP throwback.
It's a really,
So
really
it
good one,
looks-
too.
So he's got a petty car this weekend, and looks very, very good. But Dollar Tree is
Yes,
their main
it is
sponsor.
Dollar
and
Tree.
Ain't they have been having some business problems?
Yes, they
of
have.
late? So I don't know. How long
They
they'll be
actually bought
sponsoring.
Family Dollar.
They did.
Car, right.
And their operating model is two different. You wouldn't think it is, but it's two different things, and they don't know how to operate.
I was just
losing
curious
money.
if that was going to affect the NASCAR sponsorship as well. But anyway, STP is doing it this weekend. He's got a cool little car to drive in. Now we got some fun pictures and stuff from Talladega. This is be careful in turn 3, fellas. Be careful in turn 3. Sometimes you got to dodge debris. You folks on the radio, you can watch our show every Saturday on YouTube. If you want to tune in and watch it later, to come watch the replays, you can on our YouTube channel, KTC Broadcasting YouTube channel.
Social media, man, just follows people everywhere.
That's what
That is
Kyle. That's what Kyle
what
said.
Kyle was
That's
wanting to
what
do.
Kyle said that car felt like.
That's right.
Is that a bloodhound? What is that? That's not, or just it's a hound dog.
That's what it looks like to me.
Sitting there thinking the paparazzi. I can't get any privacy. Paparazzi's getting me everywhere.
Well, Tommy couldn't find he saw all the porta potties and none of them had a dog marked on it. He had the men's, the women's, the family, and so you got to do what you got to do in Daga. Now, in Daga, they're famous for what gets left over after
Oh, there's a lot of stuff as you.
after the weekend.
Yeah.
We talked about this a couple weeks ago, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. We did. So this is a short thread, let's say, of things that were left behind at Talladega parking lot this weekend. We're gonna start with a Hampton Bay fire pit and chair there. Somebody left their chair. These folks left all their carpet from the in their camping area.
They probably got a remnant somewhere and just threw it
Remnant,
out.
I like a
Yeah.
remnant.
Yeah.
Some lady left her beads on the ground. I don't want to know the end of that story, Tom.
Probably going to be in about 9 months. You'll know the end of it.
This says, wonder if someone's in this tent that's still set up, and do we tell them it's all over?
That's funny.
This couple of folks left a couple of tents there, just standing there. Well, they left their trash there, Terry. Florida Gators cornhole.
Yeah.
That's a cornhole board, yeah, or half a cornhole board.
I
I'm
bet there's a
sorry.
lot of
I've
people
got,
in
I've
America
got,
saying,
I've
"I
got to
need
say
that."
something here.
No, it wasn't.
This
it
is
wasn't
just me, but how do you forget something like this stuff? I mean,
You're
I can
drunk,
understand the
JP.
cornhole board.
That's right.
It's good.
But how do you forget that?
You're drunk.
I mean, really.
Excessive alcohol use, JP.
Someone explained the toilet paper being about 50
I don't
feet
even-
from the
I
from the
have
porta
no
potty.
I have no words.
That's the dogs. He dropped it on the way. He didn't make it.
This is actually pretty mild. So far, this is
mild.
pretty
It's
mild.
Not a wild one this
Nothing's on fire.
It's
That's what
nothing.
I'm amazed with. Nothing's on
Oh,
fire.
yeah.
It's nothing too bad this year. It looks like just a few things. Someone explained the mattress next to the porta potty. Tom, is that
Take two priorities right beside each other, right there.
preparation? Did they mistake that for a trash bin?
Okay.
JP, you got explanation on that one?
Be honest, I have no words on that one. To be
Well,
honest,
your
with you.
bedroom's right. You got a bathroom right off your bedroom in every house. I mean, there you go.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Mattress.
Chip
Up
does
against
have a
the
good
porta
point.
potty.
Corey Ham.
Speaking of porta potty, somebody put
Are
in
you serious?
couches for the line.
Nice. Look at the arrangement.
Man.
Look at the arrangement.
Look like being in best.
I'm guessing there was a TV and set up right
Yeah.
here camping area, and they ended up being next to the porta potty.
That's a great view. That other couch is a great view right there.
What do you do, like, when you come out of the bathroom? As soon as you come out of the bathroom,
You throw the
just
toilet paper.
stare
That's
at
what you
people
do.
on the couch.
That's why they threw the toilet paper, because somebody's sitting in his seat.
Yeah, somebody said, I don't feel comfortable about this setup. As far as that couch
You
goes.
done yet?
Should you wake her up and tell her it's time to go, Tom?
I wouldn't touch it. Might be a little sticky.
Yeah.
There's that other tent in the background.
Yeah.
This is like Woodstock South right here. Look at this.
It says we need a bigger version of this sign displayed throughout the campgrounds. It's wet floor sign. It's got a little wet. There's you an air mattress and
nice.
and a full-on foam mattress. That's a queen-size foam.
Holy cow!
King-size foam mattress left behind.
How do you forget something that big? I'm sorry. I just
You
don't.
didn't.
I don't know if it was forgotten.
Yeah, it might have just been
Speaking of
brought
sleeping
for the
next to the,
event.
There you
porta
go.
potties, this guy just brought his cot set up next to the porta
That's
potty.
right.
That I can understand.
Too bad he didn't have his coffee pot on the other side.
Yeah.
It is
Bingo.
funny how people just leave stuff, man.
Yeah.
It's long
Don't
the grill.
need it.
Long the grill.
Yeah.
A lot of these get bought and left behind.
Yeah.
They have a yard sale today.
and then
Pepperidge
what is
Farm
going
display.
on
Yeah.
with a Pepperidge Farm bread display.
Okay, that makes no sense. I'm sorry.
If they're not-
Everything
Not
else
only
I
did
can
they
understand.
have it,
This
then they
makes
left
no
it behind.
sense.
If they're not-
This was stolen.
If they're not sponsoring a car, they should be.
This
My
was stolen
question-
from a grocery store.
Correct, JP. That was about to be my question. My question was, Terry, was this stolen?
It was either
Stolen from a grocery store.
JP,
JP
is
just
that you?
admitted to something. didn't he?
That is not me. We don't even have anything like that at Ingalls, but it was stolen from a grocery store.
That's what I was thinking. That was stolen from a local Dega store. And then sometimes, Tom, you're supposed to pick up where your dog goes. This is a different strategy.
kind
I don't
of
know if
a-
I would take that
I'm
strategy
sorry.
or not.
That's what I'm saying. I'm
that's
sorry.
a real man right there. I can just go ahead and tell you.
No, that's something, Zach. I don't know if that's a real man.
You
But
have nothing better to do than this.
Look, he don't even have gloves on.
Sometimes.
What in the
Some-
world?
Sometimes, if it doesn't come all the way out,
Oh,
and then your
God.
dog tries to remove it by dragging its fanny on the ground, you want to do that before it gets worse. It's probably what he's doing. That he had the bag out.
So
and didn't
you do
drop
that,
all of
Tom?
I was about to say, it's spoken like a man of experience.
If I've got the bag, yeah.
Listen to
because-
what I'm listening to here. What?
Terry,
Crying.
if that dog puts its
cannot
fanny on
believe
the
this.
ground and spreads it everywhere,
Oh,
you're
God.
gonna wish you had done that.
I'll pay however much
I'm
it is
not.
for a picture of Tom.
That's
Woody.
what I cannot believe this.
Somebody needs to Photoshop his face on that guy's head.
Oh yeah.
Tom's face right
I'm
there.
telling-
Terry, just because you let your dog smear feces all over him and come in your house doesn't mean this man
I
does.
cannot believe you even said this on this air.
I'm not gonna,
I'm going back to putting this to my clips. I'm gonna have this forever.
I'm having as much fun with Kevin's reaction as he.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
Terry's trying to imply. Terry tries to imply he knows how to splice a YouTube video. Which he okay, somebody at work might do that for
Somebody
you.
cut this for me so I can save it.
What?
He'll print a picture of Tom out and cut it out and
Yeah,
put the sticker on the computer.
I assumed when we started this conversation, everyone's going to agree that you're supposed to let it land on the ground. And
You
use
are,
the bag.
but y'all don't listen.
For the folks
you
on the radio,
are, but
there's
don't.
a man standing behind the dog, waiting for him to defecate.
Yeah.
With
That's
a
the
red-
cleanest
with a
way
red
I can say
solo
that,
cup.
With a red solo cup.
No, I didn't say I would do a red solo cup.
Tom's sitting there
right,
with a
girl.
grocery bag.
Throw it out there. Throw it out there, girl. Come on.
Throw it out there. Throw it out. Is that how you coax your animals? Throw it out
Listen.
Throw it
Hey,
out
guys, I'm going to tell you what might have happened. This dog might have ate a very important wedding
Oh,
ring.
my goodness.
Engagement ring.
Yeah.
Engagement. His proposal went.
1 out of 10.
Oh, my goodness.
Throw it out there.
That's the only
It's
thing
just,
I've got. So
remember, he said, come on,
Now
baby.
That sounds like what Terry said to the girls back in high school. Let's throw it out there, baby. Throw it out there.
Oh, that proposal went south, Zach.
Oh, this is
Literally and
Throw it out there.
figuratively.
Come on, throw it out there.
If you remember the old Stifler.
Now you understand why we come and do this show. Yeah.
I have a solution for Tom.
Oh, my goodness.
He could have a company, and there could be his advertisement.
Here we go. I got a solution. There is a company. It's called Ketchup.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Tom, there's a company called
There you
Ketchup
go.
Poop
Yeah,
where you
that's
put a
good.
bag on a stick.
Yeah.
Or you tie it to the dog's butt.
Not me. I still want to see Tom behind it.
Terry, look at this.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, now this guy.
Oh, I
he's
love
ready.
that.
He's the master
I
man.
love that.
Look.
Heck yeah.
That's a train. That's a good train
That's
dog
it.
right there.
There you go.
I didn't know. I did, Terry.
If my owner would have had one of them little red cups, this wouldn't happen. Oh man.
And here we are on the KTC Comedy Hour with Terry and Tom and Kevin
That's it.
Look at
and
this.
Zach.
There's the whole industry. Hey, Tom, if you're not an
Well,
investor.
some cities
Look, there's
will
Tom's
find you.
dog. Look, if you're not
Hey.
an investor, I don't know what you should be, Tom.
Look, some cities will find you, and they will actually, they will find you, and they will actually do a test and be able to
Oh,
match
my
up
goodness.
the poo with your dog. That's how crazy it is.
That one with the broom and the brush, that's a Caesar Milan trained dog right there.
You just tell them, say, hey, you don't have to go find the one in your that kind of glanced off the solo cup and it's on my hand if you want to take the sample.
Poor old dog walking around with a sack rack.
They got it better than most kings did back in the day.
Oh man.
Oh, gosh, I'm done.
To answer your earlier question, Corey Haim is driving for Eric Jones.
There you go. Corey Haynes.
I thought he was an actor.
Back to NASCAR.
Like what?
Oh.
Well, I will
This
say
weekend's-
this. Hey, I will say this. Ross Chastain in 9th place, Terry.
Man.
So what?
Hey.
Eight places in. I know you've got a soft spot for Ross.
Yeah, you do.
Chastain.
Yeah.
We've all seen
We
it.
all, we
I've
all
got
know
We've all
that.
seen it. I mean, it's
We know you love.
I don't think. I think the
Every one of us just got fired.
got fired.
Terry, I mean, John started.
I think that was the Tom.
Yeah, it was Tom.
Yeah.
Every week.
Tom, please report to HR.
But see,
I don't say anything that gets me in trouble on this show.
That's right.
oh
I wash my hands, Calvin. I wash my hands more than anybody else at this radio station. I guarantee you. I guarantee you.
That is so funny. Oh my.
Well, today, believe it or not, today we do have NASCAR to report. Xfinity Series 3:00 practice qualifying at 3:30. Oh goodness!
Do you know I have a report out? I got caught
Oh, that was
checking.
yesterday. Sorry,
Yeah.
1:30 is the race. I got that mixed up. Go ahead, Terry.
I just want to make sure I got cops checking on people messing with my truck. Yeah, and taking pictures and stuff. And I think his name goes by TC. You know, so we'll be checking on all this.
Oh, no, what?
People destroying my truck.
I thought you had popcorn on your truck yesterday. I thought you had a truck full of popcorn.
Well, I did have popcorn. I had a great weekend last week. It just took a while.
I thought
But-
you did.
Yeah,
Thought you had a fantastic weekend, Terry.
the hot dogs were fantastic.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Oh my gosh, you're just something else. I can't deal with it.
they did have the NASCAR Hall of Fame nominees come up this week too, Kevin.
Who was nominated?
Harry
Yeah.
Gant.
he
Harry
deserves.
Gant,
he
which was the
deserves-
old one.
Taylorsville, North Carolina's
Yeah.
Harvey.
Somebody, I had a picture of him last week. Somebody took a picture of him when they drove by his house, and he was mowing his grass.
We had
without a shirt on.
Neil Bonnet.
Still.
Yeah.
The one that kind of Greg Biffle's on there. Greg Biffle. Burton. Jeff Burton.
Yeah, why are
Randy
we getting
Dorton.
so many?
Here's all right.
It's like 20.
Here's my question.
Carl Edwards is
I mean,
on there.
how
Carl,
many
I
can
like
they-
Carl.
How many can they select?
Here's my question. When you start getting to the point that you feel like you have to nominate people, does that not start diminishing the value of said Hall of Fame?
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
and
they had a problem is that they started really late.
That's
so they
exactly
tried
what
to
I was
put
thinking.
A bunch of people that deserve
Yeah.
to be in, And then they're like, you're saying, like, well, how many do you put in a year after a
Yeah,
certain point? Like
that's
they
me.
should have been like, hey, we're gonna put in 5 for like
I
5
think
years or
like
10
it
years,
should
and
be
after
like
that,
Major
it's
League Baseball.
like
It
1 or
should be
2.
like.
We finally get Mr. Harry Gant going to finally come in. I guess.
But I think he deserves to be.
Yeah, he was.
I mean,
he
I
was
mean, I don't have any issues with Harry Gant, and but I mean,
he's been on the ballot for 6 years, though. That's the sad thing.
What about Greg Biffle? I'm like,
Yeah.
you. I mean, I'm not saying he shouldn't,
Yeah,
but should it be now?
it's not yet right. And
well,
they got,
I mean, but yes, these are racers that we recognize that were good, that perform, but But I mean,
know.
are they Gordon?
If
Are
you don't
they
win a
Johnson?
if you don't
Are
win
they?
a championship,
Yeah, it's. But I
and
mean,
you don't have 50 or 30 wins,
Well,
maybe.
I was about to say, at that point, you start talking about Junior.
Well, I'm saying, like, how many wins he got? Like,
Well, 26.
I'll go back up. I'll tell you.
Like Junior got 26.
there's
Yeah.
got to be some type of 20 wins or something to be, or some type of limit. I would say. I mean, what classifies you if you're not?
Yeah.
It's kind of hard if you
19's what he's got.
As far as the driver goes.
I mean,
Who's
look.
that?
Biffle.
Biffle has 19, so he's not.
That's more
even-
than I thought he had.
Yeah.
At no point did anyone think we're watching a Hall of Fame driver, Greg Biffle.
Right.
They got Neil Bonnet on the ballot again. He's got 18
Yeah.
wins.
So Neil Bonnis was 18.
Yeah, they got Jeff Burton with 21. I didn't think Biffle won as many as Burton did, but they're pretty close. So.
And I mean, I can't believe I'm going to be. I hate saying this. Bonnet, obviously, tragic way of ending his life on the course, but I almost felt like that's like a memorial nomination.
Now, that don't mean he's going to get in. I mean, they've got Carl Edwards on the ballot again. He's been on the ballot for 4 years. He's got 72 NASCAR wins, and he ain't in.
Yeah. Now, how long can you be? See, that's another thing. How long can you be on this ballot before they eventually say you can't make it?
Well, they've got that senior committee.
Yeah,
just
they
put
got
everybody
that,
on.
and I understand
How many wins
that.
did you say Carl Edwards had?
72 is what it said.
Is that right?
Hold on.
National Series. Okay,
Oh.
28 Cup Series.
Yeah,
Sorry,
yeah,
I was thinking about that. I was like, that's.
He's got more.
He's
than,
got 28 in the Cup Series.
he's got more than Junior.
That's 28's pretty decent.
And he was in the. I mean, he competed.
He had a couple good years.
He never won a championship, but he was in the running a couple times. I want to say he was a runner up at least once.
He had a couple good years.
I don't know what your minimum is. You know, there's arguments as far as the baseball and all that as well. The race tomorrow is at 2:00. The Worth 400s at Dover. Jimmy Johnson is racing this week. He has got a lot of wins here at the Monster Mile.
Has he made any comments on that new car?
Well, I just told you a minute ago. About
Yeah,
the
but I'm
driving.
saying like I mean,
I don't know. He can't run 10 laps.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's like him, like we was talking about a minute ago. Him and Kyle getting in his car, and they're used to those older cars. It's just like a time machine or something. It's totally different.
I don't know if he's gonna finish this week if he can't make it stick. Because turn 4 at Dover, you hit that bump, and it gets loose. And if you want it to be loose, and you were used to holding on a different way, I'm not sure. I don't know.
It's frustrating to me.
Well, they're talking that they made it apparently that Terry the way they're talking about it's made for the road courses more than anything as far as instead of what it's classically been used for. Let's see if I can find any more fun tweets here in a minute before we go. Any other comments, picks for this weekend here in Dover or anything like that, fellas?
I don't know if Terry will pick Kyle this week.
Yeah, I'm picking Kyle.
That's how loyalty, man. I like it.
You just said he's going to finish 15th.
Yeah, well, that's what he's thinking. I mean, let me compete.
He's got Kyle Busch finishing first and the Dallas Cowboys finishing second.
Yep.
I don't understand. Well, Terry, what was wrong with your truck?
My
You
truck.
sent me pictures. I thought you were getting new tires.
Oh, I did all that. I did every bit of that, and then they was kind of telling me last week that my brakes wasn't pretty good, and then it took forever. But I mean, they fixed them. You touch them now, buddy, and they'll stop.
That's what they're supposed to do, Terry.
All right,
My question is, what were they doing beforehand?
Bump and run NFL draft news and notes. We come back here on. Oh wait, let me make sure. I thought I had a one or two more NASCAR little notes for Terry real quick. Don't make sure before I go to break. I don't want to come back to it. Maybe not. That was it. The Talladega stuff. All right, we'll be back. KDCBroadcasting.com.
If you are new to Medicare or would like to learn more about your Medicare options, here's some good news. Contact Ty Penhall at 704-489-6970. you have many choices when it comes to healthcare options. Let's face it, it's very confusing with all the nonstop commercials about healthcare. With over 20 years of healthcare experience, he can help you find the right plan for your healthcare needs. If you would like to attend a no-obligation healthcare event, please call Ty at 704-489-6970 to reserve your seat now. Again, that's 704-489-6970.
Be sure to enter your mom in the KTC Broadcasting Downtown Radio Mother's Day promotion. Someone will win a $500 shopping spree at one of our local merchants. Register today at Eric Johnson Auto Sales on Tryon Courthouse Road in Cherryville, at Dallas Express Pharmacy on Hoffman Street in Dallas, at Parker Farm Service on Bessie Drive in Kings Mountain, at Full Throttle Power Sports on Indian Walk and Lowell, at Butler's Tire and Auto on East King Street in Kings Mountain, at Carpet One Interiors on East Ozark Avenue in Gastonia, at Innovative Pools on East King Street in Kings Mountain, at the Captain's Cab Family Fish House on Linwood Road in Gastonia, at Flooring America on Slater Street in Kings Mountain, at This and That Trading Post on the Dallas High Shoals Road in Dallas, and Ronald's Express Grill on West Church Street in Cherryville. The drawing will be held Friday, May 10th. Register your mom in our annual Mother's Day $500 shopping spree giveaway.
I'm Lon Helton, inviting you to join me as I count down the week's top 30 with my co-host, who also happens to be the reigning CMA Entertainer of the Year, Lainey Wilson.
You know, like every now and then you'll kind of zoom out and look up and be like, wow, did that really happen? But it did, and I'm so very grateful.
That's Lainey Wilson this week on Country Countdown USA.
Wednesday at 1 p.m. on WCSL, 92.9 FM, 1590 AM, and worldwide at ktcbroadcasting.com.
The Campers in RV Mega Sale is taking over the Carolinas April 25th through 28th. For 4 days only, shop more than 500 in-stock RVs at special blowout pricing. Enjoy special trade allowances and rates as low as 6.99% with approved credit. Bring the whole family for daily giveaways and free food at all 6 of our Carolina locations. Plus, you can RSVP now for exclusive in-store money-saving coupons. But you must act fast. You only have 4 days to take advantage of these massive savings at the Campers in RV Mega Sale. See dealer for complete details.
Campers in RV Kings Mountain, 615 Broadview Drive off Highway 161 South at I-85 Kings Mountain.
Tractorpalooza. Check out a variety of John Deere tractors on hand. Visit JamesRiverEquipment.com for more.
Yes, Tractorpalooza is underway at James River Equipment Company in Shelby. Take a look at the John Deere 3025D tractor with a front-end 30E loader. Buy it for $19,999, and that includes a $2,000 discount. Or finance it for 0% financing for 60 months. Come in for all the details at James River Equipment Company, Highway 180 North in Shelby.
The Lincoln Country Club has been challenging golfers since 1946 with tree-lined fairways, ponds, creeks, and sand bunkers. Select from 4 sets of tees to play from. Give them a call at 704-735-1382. Again, 704-735-1382. The Lincoln Country Club, 2052 Country Club Road in Lincoln. Visit their website at golflcc.com.
And we're back on Saturday More Sports Talk with Kevin the gang. They're talking about some more sports.
Catnip, JP.
Oh, catnip.
Catnip and red solo cups.
All right, so I got a lot of football to tell you.
This will be every week now, Tom. Look what you do, buddy.
So do y'all want to start with a good laugh, or do y'all want to start by talking about the Panthers and may give you a good laugh? I'll give you a choice. I'll let Chip Carter yell down the hall. Panthers or Jameis Winston? Quick! Panthers first. NFL draft is going on over a 3-day challenge. Big news this week in Carolina Panthers. I did find that NASCAR thing, Terry. I was going to tell you about it. I'll remind me later before you leave. The Panthers owner, did y'all see the story about him stopping by the bar this week?
Yes.
Tom, did you see this?
I heard that he was mad about the sign in the thing, and he did something stupid in there. I know that he went in there. I can't remember exactly what he did. He was mad because the sign said, "Let the GM and the coach pick, please."
Well, he first. I don't know who was waiting on him, he asked for him, and then he takes his hat off, so he touches him here, Tom, too. So he goes in and takes he's got an Eagles hat on. and he comes in and takes the guy's Eagles hat off of him. Now, Terry, you know the sign that he was mad about?
I have no clue.
Okay, so he walks in because
he's starting to irritate me.
Outside there was a sign that said, "Please let the GM and coach make the draft pick." So that's what the sign said. He drives by that, gets mad, comes in and confront the owner of the local bar about that.
Are you kidding me?
No, you just saw it.
He's got I don't like the guy.
Come on, guys.
But that's all he did was take the guy's hat off.
Well, they had a discussion. There's a report. I'll get to it and all everything. But the
like
owner
you
saw
can
the
tell
sign.
me
That's just-
what I can do.
That's just
in.
petty, man. That's just petty.
That's somebody that's got FU money and thinks that everybody basically belongs to him. Like he owns the city.
I mean,
or
I'm sorry. I hate to make
his
this.
his lawyer will take care of any problems that he has.
That's Dan Snyder behavior right there.
If they touch, he should sue him for touching and coming in.
Look,
and
as
touching.
they pointing at it, you got this sign.
I threatened a lawsuit. I bet the restaurant's owner's lawsuit may have been like, you might have a lawsuit here. But I just, that's.
You gonna sue a guy for taking your hat off?
Well, Tom, it's not that. It's not that you might not win it. It's that the lawyers are going to settle for it, and you'll get $100,000. It's assault. It is.
Yeah. Why are you even touching me? Why are you even touching my hat?
It is, Tom. I'm just telling you, whether you do it or not, it is. You can't come in and do that to somebody.
It's just petty.
$100,000.
What? Can somebody walk in the principal's office? Can I, from the street, me, Kevin Hastings, walk in the Burns principal's office and slap the hat off his hat and not get in trouble for it?
He didn't slap it off though.
Well, you call it what you want to call it.
So you're embellishing.
Me and
the
my
story.
lawyer agree that he slapped that off my head, caught it on the way down, and set it on the table. Assault.
It's kind of dumb. Dumb for him to do that. I mean, it's just like he couldn't umpire a Little League game, could he, Terry?
Oh, heck no.
I mean, yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
Zach, besides that, comments on your Panthers? Then we'll start there. Real quick, here's the comments on the sign. Well, I asked the manager about Tepper about the sign. You could tell he wasn't the biggest fan of it, but he was pretty adamant about wanting to know who he thought should be making the pick. Well, I thought his sign pretty much said who he thought should be
I was about to say, who do you think?
Here's your sign.
Yeah.
He said, I honestly laughed. I'm a Patriots fan, so I just said whoever makes the best decision. So that was a Patriots hat, not an Eagles hat. That was Flying Elvis, not the Eagle.
Yeah.
Stopped by and asked the manager who he thought should make the. Yep, that's David Newton following up on that report.
I just want him to know though, when he's around here, he has to understand a lot of people have been other fans besides being Carolina Panther fans. I mean, they come along in what is it, 95?
Mm-hmm.
Come on, y'all. I mean, they like me.
And
I cannot change to be a Carolina Panther fan. And the worst part about it, don't get me wrong, I think it's great. They got great fans. All you got to do is go there, and they'll let you know.
It's a transplant city too. I mean, you got to take that into consideration. That a lot of people are from the north, and they just hung on to their old teams.
Yeah.
I mean, there's more when Pittsburgh comes to town. There's more Pittsburgh fans.
They
than
more
Panthers
Cowboy fans down
and
there.
Cowboy fans, and Eagles fans,
Redskins fans.
It's just the way it is. I mean,
or Commanders, whatever you want to call them.
Until like the great transplant ends, and you get some homegrown generations of Charlotte people, then maybe it'll change. But that's like a generation.
Terry, and I guess Tom, you probably should too, or I kind of should too. Terry, you don't care if the Panthers ever succeed as a non-Panthers fan, I guess. But
the fans make me that way.
But what I'm saying, your taxes will have to go to his little pretty new building one day, and at some point, and he acts like this.
Yeah.
And that's the thing as far as that goes. Like we want them pay for their own buildings. Like the Chiefs guys, or what they're doing is just ridiculous. I'm gonna go through a bunch of the real quick. Zach, let me find your. We'll get to who everybody drafted. Let me go through a bunch of NFL fun tweets. Let's have a couple of fun laughs, then we'll get to the draft. Let's see. We're gonna start here with the Jets. Times the team named the Jets have scored 7 in a playoff game in the last 13 years. The hockey team twice, the NFL team none.
Wow.
There's Terry's dog. I'll run on that. All right, we got some new jerseys coming in this week. We'll make some comments on these. Broncos with a uniform adjustment, I would call it. Can you tell the difference, really? much. They took the bars off the sides and they moved them to the shoulders, basically.
Wow.
It's just crazy change, isn't it?
Yeah,
They are bringing the classics back for so they will have the old ones for the alternates, which everybody loves.
If they can get them made, unlike Major League Baseball.
I don't think that they're with the same company.
Well, Cleveland changed their face masks to white, and they acted like it was the biggest thing in the world. I mean, like, it's not that big a deal. It's
I commented on my friend's birthday the other day, and he said it was sending him a picture from the Cardinals, and from my roommate from Ohio, and he said, thanks, y'all need some Cleveland stuff. So I sent him back a picture of us in some brown shirts, and one of them had the Browns helmet on with the brown face mask. And his comment was, Tom, well, now you need one with a white face mask.
like, the clickbait is like Browns unveiled major change to their logo.
Right. Yep.
And it was like, we're going to the white face mask. I mean, it's like, all right. I mean, that's just like, if you want to teach media sensationalism, I mean, right there it is.
Speaking of draft busts, we talked about last week quarterbacks, that most quarterbacks are busts. Hear about the 2021 class.
Yep.
Number 1, Trevor Lawrence. Number 2, Zach Wilson. 3, Trey Lance. 4, Justin Fields. 5, Mac Jones. Nobody's lighting up the league right now. Zach Wilson just this is on the report about being sent to the Broncos. Everybody was hoping Wilson would keep number 3 because Russell Wilson was already number 3 and people would have to buy new jerseys, and he went and bought 10. You can't. It's hard to make that into a 3. Where did my overhead camera go? We'll just use that one for now. Since
the Broncos are screwed, man.
They got a new quarterback.
Yeah,
No,
he's gonna.
They're paying Russell. They're paying Russell Wilson right now, so Pittsburgh can afford to exercise the option on Fields and pay him $25 million to be the backup.
Mm-hmm.
That's how much. Like, Pittsburgh doesn't really care because they don't have to pay Russell Wilson because the Broncos are basically paying him, right? I mean,
yeah.
I don't
$70 million, I think is what he's at.
It's the craziest.
Dead cap hit.
It's the craziest thing I've ever seen.
Here's an explanation of the Broncos helmets, Tom.
That
And
is
Terry, I know
funny.
you'll love. Did you read that?
Yes, I did.
You can start to see a bunch of here's the explanation of the Broncos, whatever this is on the back of their helmet. You can see a bunch of those triangle clusters at the base of the helmet. They all form together in a giant arrow that stops at the crown of the head to symbolize our continued climb, continued summit. The point on the arrow stops at the crowns of the triangles and never pointing down. It points and stops at the crown of the helmet. They start from the base, so that the arrow is always pointing up.
What in the world?
I see why John Elway got out of there.
I mean, what? Did they let anyone who played football have anything to do with that right there?
I mean,
anybody. And they pay. You know how much money they paid for that?
Yeah, that's
a ton. Like, golly. All right, Terry. Here's a comments on Caleb Williams. Let's see what you guys think about this. Go ahead, Zach.
And I reached out to a guy who's really well connected, a former scout, really well connected across the NFL with GMs and front offices, and I was blown away by his reaction.
What did the scout tell you that you can report?
I hated it. Hated it. He would scare the shit.
Is because as much as
mommy's arms, and it just seemed that was ridiculous to me.
Sorry.
He would scare the shit out of me if I was working for a team. Raw emotion is great, but Caleb's thing, that was ridiculous to me. That threw up major red flags. You just lost a game in the middle of your fucking season, and it was like your third loss in the Pac-12, and you went hugging on mommy and crying in mommy's arms, and it just seems really freaking weak and nuts. And I will tell you, he scares the shit out of a lot of NFL teams, too. The book on him is he's just kind of a weird kid. One GM told me it's like if Prince played quarterback. Look, I don't know him from Adam. I do not know him. But to me, that looked weak as shit.
Is that really fragile?
Really fragile.
He says like if Prince was played quarterback. There's a picture. There's a picture of everybody doing that now.
He could have went to the Vikings. They'd call it Purple Rain.
So, thoughts on Caleb Williams, Terry and Tom?
My thought.
You guys seen some college football and that's how he played?
I never saw him do. He might be the NFL's greatest guy that's come in, but I never saw him do nothing at USC or lead them to anything. So I think it's going to be a bust.
He's hard to get on the ground. You know, he's pretty elusive. You know,
Yeah.
So I mean that's that's kind of the way, Kevin hates that because he's probably, pocket passers are going to. Now, I will say this, that Mahomes doesn't run nearly as much as he used to, but he ran when he had to.
He's elusive.
Yeah,
Mahomes has got that I can get out of the way quickly.
So I
gene.
think if he can develop, into more of a pro style. I mean, you can't just run around. Crazy in the NFL.
You're going to get hit sometime.
He's a creator. I think that he's got a lot of he does have a lot of talent, but you got to have it between the ears too.
Yes, I agree with you, Tom. He can have. I saw ESPN's scouting report talking about one of the guys with the Bears was with the Chiefs when they drafted Mahomes, and he's looking for someone like that. And this guy might have similar traits, but being able to harness that creativity, it's not just a matter of running around crazy on the field. You've got to be able. There's got to be a purpose behind it. It's got to be part of the strategy. You got to know when to execute. So yeah, I agree with you, Tom. Does he have it in his head to know when to make the right decision?
I mean, he's going to be. These are grown men. Mommy's not going to save you from that, right? I mean, I'm just going to tell you, it's going to be. It's tough to make it in this league. I mean, you just can't assume that the guy's the number one choice, so he's going to make it in this league. And at least nobody up at the top, I don't think, sold the farm to get their guy like the Panthers did last year.
Correct. Nobody traded up for it.
So, I mean, it doesn't hurt you as bad as if you were there and you just took a chance. It hurts you bad when you're the Panthers and you sell the farm to get a guy who's 5'8". It just doesn't make any sense. I mean, it just like that.
Well, I got more
really
of that
doesn't make any sense.
Here's 1989 Sporting News mock draft. Had the Cowboys picking Tony Mandrich at tackle, and letting Aitman fall to the Packers. Deion Sanders to the Lions. Derek Thomas, Kansas City, that's where he ended up. Rising Atlanta, that's where he ended up. Barry Sanders falling down to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Let's see who else is on this list.
That's it. No.
At Cleveland picking Steve Wisniewski back in the day. Who'd y'all pick in this draft? Who's on that list that actually ended up at Brown? Eric Metcalf.
Yeah, Metcalf.
That's
right.
Up with the
Eric
Browns.
Metcalf. There it is.
So the Sport News had you guys going with Wisniewski or Metcalf? You happy with the Metcalf decision?
He's an all-time great Brown, man. It was fun. And I can remember, it's weird, because I can remember watching him play at Texas. And, for a long time, I was like, man, the Browns have never really had a really, really exciting player like that. It'd be really cool if we got him. And then we did. So, yeah.
He was very dynamic.
Yeah, I mean, he was a great player. He's still, I think, active in the organization. So I want to say he does a show. I think it seems like I saw that. I think he does something local up there. I have to look it up. But
isn't that fun? Weird seeing Phoenix listed there,
Phoenix
as opposed to
weird.
Arizona.
Yeah.
Hartley Dykes. Terry, you happy that the Cowboys went with Aitman instead of Tony Mandrich and stayed with Steve Walsh?
I remember when Tony Mandrich was on every SI issue that you could ever see.
Yep.
I mean, when it come out, like he's the guy. But yeah, I'm glad we got Troy.
It actually went Aitman, then Mandrich, right?
Yep,
then
I got it right here, Kevin.
Then Barry Sanders, then Derek Thomas, Rising, and then Tampa. Who went to Tampa?
No, actually, Deion went 5. I'm trying to find out where Rising went.
Deion went 5. Oh, Deion went 5 to Atlanta.
Yeah, I'm trying to find Rising.
Rising was drafted by the Colts because I've got his card.
Okay.
I know that.
I was looking for that.
That's way down there. Like they had him. They had
22.
Him at 5, and he fell to 22. But I think didn't he have behavior issues? He was dating Left Eye.
Yep.
All that fun stuff. House got lit on fire. I think that was his rookie year. All right. Here's a draft story that shaped NFL history, guys. The Chiefs were picking at 28 in 2016 and had interest in Paxton Lynch. However, the Broncos traded up to 26 and got him instead. Denver gave up picks 31 and 94 to do the trade. The Chiefs would have had an extra third-round pick to offer in a trade-up for Lynch, but the NFL took it away for tampering in free agency. Lynch's agent confirmed the next day that the Chiefs and Cowboys were the other two teams trying to move up for Mahomes, Terry. As a result, Kansas City then traded out of the 28 and down to 37. With that pick, the Chiefs then selected Chris Jones. The next year, still looking for a quarterback, the Chiefs traded down from 27 to 10, and with that pick, selected Mahomes. The Chiefs went from having interest in Paxton Lynch to ending up with Patrick Mahomes and Chris Jones.
It's just crazy, the whole thing.
Think about how much you just got to have luck sometimes. You can make all the right moves.
It's part of the reason that the 30 for 30 from Elway to Marino is my favorite. Just all the backstory behind that draft and all the maneuvers, and the fact that both of those guys, who are probably the most elite in that class in terms of at least especially out of the quarterbacks, had the same agent, and he kept a diary of everything. It just that story and that is fascinating to me.
So the NFL was using some graphics for the draft, and there are these new stylized team graphics, right? Mm-hmm. And I want to show you guys some of them, and I want to see if we notice anything possibly about the graphics. Here's the NFC. Okay, you got the Bears, Lions, Vikings, Packers, Eagles, Commanders, Giants, Cowboys. Check them out. There's the NFC. Let me go over to the AFC, see if Tom likes how you like your Browns. How you like that?
Well, that's awesome. Yeah.
Now the NFL is using these, right? Correct. NFL approved. We're using these graphics, right? Now I show you. What do you think, Kerry?
What am I missing here?
Cool.
I know I'm missing
y'all ain't
something.
catching something. I know you're not going to, and I'm going to show you. So the NFL told us for how many years that it was racist that the Native American Indians sent in their picture of their chief and they used it on their helmet?
Mm-hmm.
Look at the Saints logo. It's a black guy with a trumpet. So it's racist to put the Native Americans who gave the picture and drew it themselves, but then the NFL turns around and puts out a logo of a black man with a trumpet. I don't know if it's racist or not. But what I'm saying is you just told me for years that putting someone of color, and the only people that could have a logo was white men, because you look at this, 49ers, Buccaneers, Commanders, Packers, Vikings, Giants, Cowboys, all those white dudes are cool, Tom.
I understand. It's a cultural stereotype.
This isn't like fake logo. This is the NFL use these logos. Look, Raiders, Chargers, Titans, Chiefs, Patriots. Steelers got a yellow dude. But other than that, like, and then they turn around and I know that's part of the culture of the city, but that's not. As a saint is like, shouldn't it be a preacher or something? Or
A saint
is
is
what the logo should be.
Saint is somebody goes to heaven. I mean, the logo that you see on the helmet's the fleur de lis. I mean, it's a historic Catholic symbol.
Years. So there's been a lot of people like bringing that up and talking about this online. Like, how did this end up? What is this? The NFL? Like, a lot of people confused.
So this actually drew criticism.
Yeah,
That's
because they're the Saints. Like, the Redskins got to sit there and change their name and logo, but then y'all just make up a logo.
And the part of it too, Kevin, is you touched on this. The mascot, actually New Orleans mascot, they're not going to uplift a Christian symbol.
That's I guess maybe another part.
They're going to find something with New Orleans. They're going to try to culturally stereotype.
There's a closer version. Some of them are cool. Jaguars actually looks maybe better.
I like
the Titans.
Bengals. Bengals is good. Bengals looks good.
The
if they're
Patriots
on
don't
right.
look like Elvis Presley out there on the side of the helmet, so they don't look bad either. But yeah, like a lot of them are cool. But it's just everybody's like, what in the world?
I'm just going to tell you,
did they do here?
I mean, I don't like to get political, but if you wonder why people reject a certain party, it's their extreme wokeness. There, it's just gone. It's bonkers. It's absolutely bonkers. To be upset about that logo. I mean, it's just stupid. It's like, do you not have any? It's like these people protesting the war in Israel that probably don't even know where Israel is on a map. You know what I mean? They have no idea what they're doing. They just want to complain about something. And it's just so many people that like don't know anything that want to go out there and complain about everything. It's like, you got to know a little something. You got to know that is not racist. I mean, it's just stupid. It's just stupid. I mean, it's just stupid.
So not everyone on the, not everyone is used to being on TV and ask questions and putting the pressure to them, and everyone's going crazy on the Cowboys draft picks. Parents right here, Terry, not mom, not dad, but mom. It gives a chuckle. It's a nice, funny laugh. So I'm just gonna say that. Keep a lighthearted mind on her right here. She cracks me up here. This is Brian Thomas's parents, and they're talking to Zach. Hit the button.
It's awesome. That's all I can tell you. It's awesome. It's an awesome feeling.
Sandra, how far has this family come? We came from Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
Oh, lordy, lordy, lordy.
Sandra, how far has this family come? We came from Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
That's a long
Like
way
I
from.
said,
That is a long way from Detroit.
I said, please
That
forgive
was
her.
factual.
She's probably never been on TV. Got another microphone in her face.
She's had to drive too far. That's it. I'm telling.
All right, Panthers got a huge problem on their hand now, Zach. Have you seen the new NFL rule? Are y'all ready? Football is over. It's ruined. First of all,
Are we talking about the helmets?
yes. Have y'all seen this?
It's awful.
This has been approved. NFL players can now wear these in games over their helmets. Now, I've been told for years the helmets are safety, Terry. The game is safe. And then now they're allowed to put giant pillows
Like igloo.
around your helmet during games in the NFL.
So you got a leather helmet on top of your real helmet. So it's just combining the old and the new.
Correct.
Yep.
So the NFL has twisted themselves in so many pretzels over this helmet stuff. And now this is where we're at, where they're having to wear they don't have to wear. Anybody can wear them, whoever wants to, but they are approved. They can cover up what is the most signature thing about a football player are their helmets. With these big, I guess they're going to design them somehow, maybe put some logos on them. I don't know what they're going to do with them. But with the tackling rules and this is an admission to the high school teams and college teams and everybody else and the youth football. This is an admission by the NFL that the game isn't safe and what I've been talking about for years. And this right here is about to open up something big because they're going to have to talk about it, and they're going to have to. Well, Daddy, why is he wearing it? Why am I not wearing it? Or a wife or saying to their husband, Terry, like why is my 16-year-old not wearing these? If the NFL players need them, or my kid's not developed. So there's going to be a lot of costs going in the high school. I don't know if they're going to buy their own or they'd have to, somebody's going to sue the athletic associations or what's going to happen here. But there's a lot of doors being opened here with this decision and what's going on here. And I'm not sure where we're going with it. But first of all, comments on just the having to look at that and then the you make your other comments safety or whatever. Zach, how you feel about Bryce? Like Zach said earlier about Bryce Young, now he's got 2 extra inches on each line to look over. He's looking through gaps, y'all. He's not looking over anybody. But Zach, thoughts on that?
I mean, like you said before, they're going to. It's an admission that they have a problem, and it's going to open a big can of worms. And my question is, are any of the NFL guys going to do it? And are they going to take any flack from the people in the locker rooms if they do it? That makes sense.
Yeah. Or the guy right beside
like,
you.
really, dude? Like,
I got on my regular helmet, and he's putting this over top
like,
of
really?
Sure.
This would be and I'll say this. This is a personal thing of mine. This is why I would not let my son play football.
Do you not think somebody out there, though, Zach and Tom and Kevin and Chip, but do you not think somebody who's got on a regular helmet is going to hit somebody like that and says, yeah, did that make any difference? You got on that helmet? You felt that, buddy.
No, you hitting the face mask, it ain't going to matter at all.
Somebody's going to hit somebody and have something to say.
Yeah, I'd rather have it on. That's me. I looked at that guy next to me in the locker room. Like, I'm sorry. I answer to my wife and my kids. I don't answer to you. So, and I want to be able to. Live with them after.
Then you're going to get killed when you get out there because that guy said, "Okay."
It doesn't impact me playing the game at a high level.
Because so real quick, the reason the NFL doesn't require it is so they don't get sued. This is all in their stuff.
There you go. That's to your point, Kevin.
They've approved. What they approve is the best available helmets in manufacturing is the way they lawyerize this, and they don't approve an actual helmet. So this is another thing. So they can't make guys wear it, but will teams say? Tom, you think every team will say quarterbacks are wearing it no matter what?
I mean,
it's a good possibility. Mm-hmm. Very, very good possibility.
Every player butting heads.
Running back coming up the middle.
Running
back take somebody
ducking their heads.
Like Denzel Ward, who's missed a lot of time for concussions. And you're paying this guy millions of dollars. I mean, I don't. For the calculus on that, it's like, look, if we're going to give you, I mean, what are they paying these quarterbacks? These $250 million contracts, whatever they're giving. Well, yeah. I mean,
if you had concussion history like you just talked about, you'd want to make it.
Nobody wants to walk around looking like this. So, are we basically on the cusp of forcing the helmet manufacturers to totally redesign the helmets where they come in one piece instead of? something
A
like
pullover.
that.
Yeah, I mean,
do they need a hard cap under there at all?
I
Or
mean,
they
they'll
just need
be-
a big, or do they need this? Do we need this much of cushion? We're all bobbleheads. 'Cause that's what
Seriously,
we're looking at.
guys. But think about it. It's been progression.
Yeah.
First they were out there with nothing, then the leather helmets, then then no face mask, then a single bar face mask. Then I mean, it's just you've seen it progress.
We'll
over
get
time.
we'll get used to it.
So here's
Right.
my question
Yeah.
about it is, and we've talked about it the last few weeks. Kind of, where's the fine line of whether this is an adult contact barbarian sport? Let's play it like it's supposed to be, like boxing. And if you're a grown man and you get hit, let's put our helmets on. If you got hit, then the high school and the kid stuff can do this stuff with the padded helmets and what extra pads and the little funny kickoffs and whatever they want to do for safety. But to me, again, at some point, we're not playing football anymore, and it's not any part of the game. That we have to accept that the young youth don't have to do the same thing the adults do, is what I'm saying. You understand what I'm saying? Like, we don't put our 15-year-olds. Do we have a 15-year-old MMA team, or 13, or junior, or middle school fighting teams? We got we got wrestling, and we got football.
Yeah.
That's what we do. But we do it as safe as we can. Do we not have extra rules in place for safety in those? And so,
And some of those lower boxing leagues wear the helmet.
Right. I just wish we
headgear.
would get to the point in a minute. And you're exactly right. Some of the amateur boxing leagues wear the headgear. So I would just wish the NFL would get to the point and say, look, we're a different sport. We're all individual contractors. We're all getting paid. This is like boxing. You sign the consent form. I get hit in the head. And play the game of football because all the rules, the tackling rules. Like what is a hip drop tackle besides the tackle, Terry?
Mm-hmm.
Explain that to me, the difference between a regular tackle and whatever the hip drop is.
That
Because
I
if I'm a
understand,
little
Kevin.
guy, there's no way I can tackle Gronk or anyone else above 6'3" without wrapping him up and then falling on his legs.
Yeah.
He's going to drag me 40 yards.
Yeah.
That argument
And
I
it's
understand, but the equipment. I mean, I agree. I tend to lean more with Tom. The equipment has progressed. To your argument, Kevin, you take it to the extreme. All right, let's just take the pads off. And let's just do what we do with rugby or Australian rules. I mean,
They are not worried about the safety at all, are they?
well,
Are the rugby players?
I think that's a little more of a ground-based game, though.
Not to seem insensitive, but I mean things do have a risk. I mean it's just one of those things where this is a dangerous. Like if I'm a linesman for a power company, there's a certain amount of danger in that.
Anything, Tom. That's like us going out here, getting in our car, getting on this highway.
Some things are more dangerous than others. Yeah, some are more dangerous than others, and you just have to. I mean, I wish nobody ever got a concussion, and I feel sorry for those guys that played back in the 70s, and I do believe that they did have brain injuries that caused their behavior. But it's just kind of something that you know what you're getting into when you sign up for it, and you got to do what you got to do. I mean, remember Tiki Barber gave it up after about 9 seasons?
Yeah.
But that's why. That's why.
Jim Brown.
Jim Brown. That's
Barry Sanders.
Calvin Johnson.
How's the name escaping me? The linebacker for the Kuechly.
Yeah.
They just like some of the guys know. Well, it's time. This is not something you can do for 20 or 25 years unless you're Tom
this
Brady.
year
It's
for
illegal
the
tackling.
Rams, Donald, he gave it up, and I mean, you could say he was still in prime, or at least
He's still one of the top 2 or 3 tackles in the game.
It's got to be hard. It's got to be hard.
Down there, Donald. He said he probably gave more concussion.
Aaron Donald wasn't tall enough to give anybody a concussion. He was hitting him in
But
the
like I
sternum.
said, he left early.
Slamming them to the ground.
But I think a lot of them realize that this may be a 5 to 10 year thing and get out. Don't try to play those extra 3, 4, 5 years when you're a little bit slower and you're putting yourself into bigger risk. And I think make the most of it while you can and get out while you still got your sanity. I mean,
For your later years in life.
Yeah, but you have to understand that there's a fine line there from when you first come in the NFL and how much money you make to how much money you're going to make when you get beyond that initial payment.
10 years. Because you get the 5th year deal, and then, you might get your big deal. But within 10 10, 12 years.
And that's your big name guys. The average NFL career is still right around 3 or 4
Isn't
years.
so everybody's making a big deal about this Panthers trade. They moved up to secure a 50-year option on this guy. How you know he's going to make it 5 years?
Exactly.
When's the last Panthers receiver that played more than 4 years for the organization?
That ain't nothing. Y'all see Dallas is what they put behind the last guy they picked.
And when they traded up,
tight end.
they were afraid that
come on.
Buffalo. I believe it was Buffalo was behind us, and they just lost Diggs. They was afraid afraid Buffalo might have took the receiver Leggett from South Carolina that they was looking for.
But the kid, am I right? The kid,
But he's still like the 7th ranked wide receiver.
Yeah, he's like 6. Yep,
but
you're right.
he had like one good breakout season,
Yes,
right?
yes.
The other
very fast,
and he's a 5th-year guy, right? He
Yes.
played 5 years. He had an extra year. So, okay, so he had a really good season. His plus year. I just don't understand why you're completely sold on this guy who had one. It's not like it's Marvin Harrison who had.
Ask the guy who walked into. Ask the guy who walked into the restaurant, Tom.
I mean, it's just like and I do have a soft spot for the Panthers because I live here and it's my radio station that's their affiliate and so like I don't want them to see him like just totally screw up the organization. It's like, but I just didn't. I mean, they interviewed the kid and he seems like, I don't know him from Adam, but he's like, yeah, I'm ready to get to work. I had a good season. I've been blessed. He sounds like he's got the right attitude.
He said all the right things.
They said that
I don't know if I would have traded a pick for him.
They said that he was the one that they were after the whole time. They've extensively looked at him from what I've understood. And the coach, I can't think the coach's name right now, that came from Tampa Bay. He coached in Seattle, and they say the guy mirrors DK Metcalf on his speed, his size, and he was used to, so that can affect that.
Yeah.
But they went up, and they only went up one, and they lost a draft pick. And then they went up again with that second draft pick and lost another, so they traded.
Two guys can look the same, and one can be Tarzan, and one can be Jane. So
What's this guy's height and weight?
He's 6'1", like
220.
221, position ranked 5 overall.
He ran like a 4.39 40.
Guys, we all said a couple weeks ago, this is the guy they should get, and they got him.
Well, and I'm so sorry. Give me.
That's
what's
who I
his,
thought they would target.
What's his height and weight again? I'm sorry.
6'1", 220.
Okay, DK Metcalf is 6'4", 235. How are you making that comparison? Not you. How are the Panthers making that comparison?
Panthers got the number one overall.
Hey, he's taller than our quarterback.
Panthers got the number one overall running back in the draft.
So am I.
They do. Yeah.
Yes.
That's who Dallas wanted.
And with Terry, I wasn't familiar with this guy, to be honest with you. I seen he was position ranked number one. I was really concerned he had a pretty good injury last year. But he did sit behind 2 really good running backs at Texas.
Well, I'd rather have the number 1 running back than the number 5 wide receiver. So whatever position, you got them both. I'd have rather picked them reverse style than that. You also got a linebacker from Kentucky, Trayvon Wallace. Position.
Do they actually have linebackers in Kentucky?
5th ranked. They've been pretty decent last year.
Does Kentucky still have a football program?
So they got.
They've been good. They've been really good.
I think they beat Florida in Florida.
He had the 4th fastest 40 dash for a linebacker, so 4.51's pretty quick for.
Their argument could be made their football program's a little more successful than their basketball program the past couple of years.
So we got real quick this is
they lost.
The most controversial probably pick maybe in the draft. It's probably Atlanta. A lot of people were talking about who just gave Kirk Cousins $100 million over 4 years.
Yeah,
4 years. And instead of giving him a wide receiver or someone to play or a tackle or someone to help him out, Tom, they pick a left-handed quarterback,
his successor,
named Michael, and then we go live to Atlanta for the reaction from all the dogs in Atlanta.
What the crap?
That's good.
Oh, that poor dog.
Just trying to figure out why Tom's reaching his hand up his rear end. That's what's going on.
They didn't put that solo cup back there.
But seriously,
drop it like it's hot.
Listen, if and we talked about this last week, if Atlanta didn't just pay Kirk Cousins $100 million, this is a good draft pick, I believe. But they did.
I'm agreeing
So,
with you on that.
Tom, what in the world? and during the draft, the owner.
Yes,
Arthur
I was
Blank
fixing to
came
say.
in
He's
to
like,
talk
"What
to-
did y'all just do?"
Right to the owner. Came to talk to the GM.
He didn't even know they was taking him.
So Tom, you've got a 8th overall pick, and Cousins, remember, is coming off ACL surgery. So Penix is going to do all the practicing. So Terry, you're sitting there watching him throw missiles in practice and tearing up your defense. What are you going to do? You're a coach.
Well,
GM.
I mean, GMs don't
Remember,
ever.
4-year deal. 2 of them's guaranteed. I'll say that. So it's pretty much a 2-year deal. So what's their plan of action like? Are they wanting to sit him for 2 years or 4 years? Or,
They said they could sit him for 4 or 5.
Oh God. So.
But aren't we talking about Atlanta?
Yes, Tom. So
What?
what are they about to do? I was trying to get Tom first.
Yeah,
I mean, it's just,
we always want Tom.
It's
Go ahead,
just,
Tom.
I don't
You talk
understand.
a lot. Go ahead.
No, shut up. But I want to correct my Kentucky hadn't beat Florida since 2020, so I knew they did beat them once. But anyway, getting into the Atlanta pick, that I just don't understand. It's kind of like an Aaron Rodgers thing a couple years ago, right when they drafted Jordan Love. It's like
he's like, "What'd you do?"
You gotta get me somebody to help win now. Why are you trying to have this 5-year plan?
Exactly.
Why it's the same thing, and I understand why Rodgers was upset, and I can understand why he's upset. Would you not go out and get a wide receiver? Go out and get a tight end. Go out and get somebody who's going to help your help your offense. It just doesn't make, or even if not, I mean, if you look at the draft board, a lot of teams got a lockdown corner, right? A lot of cornerbacks were drafted early. Well, go get a piece for your defense. Get something to help this team win besides a guy who's either A, going to hold a clipboard, or B, take my job, and then what am I
with
doing
your
here?
first round pick,
Right, it just doesn't.
At 8.
Get it.
makes no sense.
So if it's if you're going to say, okay, we're going to rebuild, if you're like Chicago says, all right, we're going to burn it down. We didn't really have a good season, and we're going to get rid of the quarterback and start over and get a rookie, and okay, he's our guy. I mean, that makes sense, but it just doesn't.
They just gave somebody $100 million.
Yeah,
4-year deal.
That's probably what
4-year
Arthur
deal.
Blank was asking.
Like I don't hate to pick anybody in the top 10. I said
Right.
the other day, I like of all the quarterbacks.
But
he's
you
the
know-
one that threw the. I actually liked him throwing, and I liked Bo Nix.
But you know, Kevin, that's not a crazy deal. $100 million for 4 years.
2
isn't that
years.
Well, no.
So it's $50 million a year.
No, 100 million guaranteed, 4-year deal.
It's a
But
2-year
if you, it's a $250 million contract.
250 million. Okay,
$100 million guaranteed.
Exactly.
So it's
You're
basically
not even close to being right. It's 4 years, $100 million.
That's $25 million a year. Right?
Correct.
Okay.
The point is,
That's not crazy money.
no, it's not. The point is though, you're paying if Penix is starting, you're paying a backup $25 million.
To set over the clipboard.
Right. You just signed, like you just said, you signed him to start, and then you wasted a pick.
you lost the rookie deal too.
That you could have got a starting wide receiver or running back or tackle or something to help him out. The guy you're just giving $100 million, but instead you gave him somebody to compete against.
Yeah, we're talking about Atlanta.
But that's the formula.
What do you mean, Tim?
They were in the Super
Well,
Bowl not
my-
too long ago.
Who?
I mean, it hadn't been that
Atlanta?
long. Yes.
Okay.
Then they should have won the Super Bowl.
But
Should've won it.
again, we're talking about Atlanta. They went out here and got Matt Ryan, had a losing record in the playoff. You go out here and get Kirk Cousins, who has a losing record in the playoffs. You pay them tons of money to come down here. This is Atlanta. They're not going to win.
Kind of sounds like Dallas.
You know?
No, right?
Is it
Pay
Baker
guys
Mayfield's
tons of money to
division,
lose in
Terry?
the playoffs?
It is. It is.
Yeah,
I hate to say that, but it is.
Because Carr, I mean, down the Saints, he didn't do anything last year. I'm with Tom. I think they could have went into arguably the best wide receiver was available. Arguably, the guy went 9, and then Marvin Harrison Jr. were neck and neck. So they could have went there and possibly got the best wide receiver in the draft. And I mean, if you're just sitting there, Kirk Cousins, and you're an owner, you're like, what did we just do? So he went down there and he asked, like, what was that?
And who did they draft in the second round?
The Falcons.
I
Yeah.
just had it up there like 2 seconds ago.
Hit rounds up there, Kevin.
Yeah.
You go teams.
Let me
Said it.
see.
It
So
was
they got
like
Penix.
It was a defensive tackle and an edge rusher.
Okay.
But and like you guys were talking about, well, since all these quarterbacks went off, and Kevin's talking about picking like the 6th and 7th best player in the, they were some teams at 15 and 16. It was getting the best player in their position.
They did. When you got to Dallas was at number 24, and we had everybody right there that we could have wanted.
So here's who they passed up on: wide receiver Rome Odunze. Tackle from Penn State, tight end Brock Bowers. You think? Well, they've already got Kyle Pitts.
I was just getting ready to say they wouldn't draft tight end.
Another tackle from Oregon State. Edge rushers, tackles, and edge rushers. Linemen and edge rushers were like the next 10, 12 picks straight, or one of the wide receivers.
But see, we've talked about that
That's still
before.
a starter.
I would definitely go with one of those because
Right.
that's a guy you know is going to start and contribute immediately. Not like you got Williams, Daniels, May, and you got McCarthy down there. You know at least two of those are going to be busts. Maybe all of them will be busts.
Yeah, maybe every
we
one
looked
of
at the quarterbacks Kevin pulled up a minute ago, and only one quarterback, Braveheart, was decent.
Starting.
Well, here's how the quarterback's been drafted. So we've had 3 rounds of drafting, and they were all picked in the first round and none after.
Yeah, none after.
Tell me Mel Kiper ain't running this stuff.
The only-
This is such a horse. You know.
I thought about you, Kevin, when I saw Mel. I can't remember that.
What, he say something
Mel
stupid?
scratches his head at these picks. I just wish
He's talking on the show, and the guy, I can't remember which one. It wasn't Booger McFarland. It was the other one. I can't think of his name right now. But he's sitting there like, and you can see it on his face. He's like, he don't know what he's talking about. You could see it on his face while Mel Kiper's talking.
But his background, like when you look at his background, has he ever been a GM? Did he ever play? Did he ever? I mean, it's
Chip,
like-
are any of these quarterbacks leading their teams to success at these teams? Caleb in Chicago, Daniels in Washington, May in New England.
Y'all have heard me say, and
Penix, McCarthy in Minnesota, and Bo Nix in Denver.
I can't believe that I'm saying this. I loved Bill Belichick's take on Drake May, and part of it for him probably was just being able to put the knife into the back of the Patriots for drafting him so high. But and I think he was very balanced. He wasn't overly critical. He said, the kid can make good throws. They showed clips of him making good throws, but he's not consistent enough right now to be a number 3 pick. He's still got a lot of maturing to do. The one that I'm still enamored with, guys, is the Commanders. Is Daniels. I still think he's a phenomenal athlete, and is he going to lead them to the playoffs this year? No. No, I'm not going to say that, but I like his potential. They've got to take care of him. Somebody made a very good comparison about the last time that the Redskins / Commanders were able to draft a franchise-changing quarterback. They didn't do a very good job of taking care of him health-wise. And Daniels is he likes to run. He's very mobile, but he's going to have to control himself because he took a lot of licks, took a lot of big hits in college. He's not going to be able to do that in the pros, or they're going to have another RG3 again as a sequel.
Have y'all seen the new cornerback here in the NFL from Iowa, Cooper DeJean?
So that was he's an unusual specimen.
I saw his stock drop quicker than Enron's.
Did you see why his stock dropped?
No.
Do y'all know why? Because he insulted the great Caitlin Clark.
Did he?
You know what he said, Tom?
No.
He would beat her in basketball.
Yeah, I believe he could beat her before you could.
Well, now 100%, he's better than me. Do you know how good this kid is? First of all, he's a cornerback in the NFL, and we were talking about that last week. He's guarding NFL wide receivers. How many points Caitlin Clark scored on him, Terry, with men's basketball? Now, remember, I ain't even told you how good he is at basketball. I just told you he's an NFL cornerback, right? He broke Harrison Barnes' all-time scoring record in Iowa recently, averaging 29 points a game, and the reporters are mad at him, and they lost their mind going after him, telling him they just went after him saying he's wrong because he couldn't beat Caitlin Clark. Now, Terry, he scored 29 points a game in high school and broke Iowa's all-time scoring record. Can Cooper DeJean beat Caitlin Clark?
Yes.
And would you score on him? He's an NFL corner, by the way. What do you think, Terry?
I'm not even
Who's
gonna
winning
say
that
a
one-on-one?
word.
Who's winning that one-on-one? I just need an answer. Caitlin or Cooper?
Cooper's winning the one-on-one, y'all. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it is.
And
if she can breathe,
he dropped Drostack
with him on her is going to be hard.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
He dropped Drostack.
That's what I'm saying. He's going to be all over her. But anyway,
You want to see his highlights, by the way? I've got his highlights. I contend that NFL cornerbacks are the best athletes in the world.
They are.
You don't know where the other people's going. You got to run just as fast as them. I mean, that's my thing. But yeah, he got held this week, Tom.
Was he the one that also ran back punts for Iowa?
He might have been. I'm not sure.
He might have been.
I think he was the
It's
return
probably a
man
good
too.
chance.
Yeah.
He's good at everything. All right. Any other? Tom, we didn't get to Browns and Cowboys real quick on their draft picks. Browns didn't have a first round pick.
A guy from they got Hall from Ohio State, and then
I was going to ask you if you knew anything about him.
yeah, he's a good interior lineman. The Browns need, the Browns need a little help there, so they got him to get him some depth, and then they got another offensive lineman. I want to say they traded one of their reserves for a 7th round pick, so they got. But ironically, the lineman was from Michigan.
Yep, they got. So they're going to be going up against each other in practice every day now.
Yeah.
Zach Zinter was your draft pick from Michigan. Cowboys, Terry?
Zach Zinter. I knew it was like a alliteration name. I couldn't
Terry,
remember what it was.
I'm glad that we got to mine.
I read your first pick, and I was like, holy crap, what a monster this
He
dude
is 6'8", 322.
And then I read he's a tight end, and he might not be able to block anybody.
But let me tell you what happened here. Tyler Guyton. Yeah, there you go. Don't even know the guy's name. But here's the problem.
It ain't Guyton.
Here's the dadgum problem. They pick him at number 1. We drop down and we take the tackle from Oklahoma. But then, go on down here, our round 3 pick is Cooper Beebe. He's a guard from Kansas State. But when you get on down to the end, I want you to listen to what this says. It says Beebe could play guard or center, which we need a center, depending on how things shake out here. Especially if first-rounder Tyler isn't ready to play. What kind of crap is that if the dude we picked him number 1 and he's not ready to play?
But the third rounder is.
But the third rounder be ready to go.
That makes no sense.
They have said that on this guy that he's
Terry,
probably going to be a center,
Terry,
the BB guy.
Did you not get to the point where Jerry Jones' grandson gave the analysis? Did he go to Kansas State or something like that, too?
Unreal. I'm just like, you're kidding me.
They said one of them got little T-Rex arms, so he had to go play center. I think that was BB.
Yeah.
Well, you drafted Marshawn Nealon from Western Michigan as an edge rusher.
Yeah.
Post-draft analysis, defensive end didn't rank as high need for the Cowboys, but they're entering a season which will see star rusher Micah Parsons get a new
Linebacker from
contract.
Notre Dame. I think he'll be good.
It says fair value, whatever that means for that. So, all right. Well, there's our drafts for guys. Only one thing I did. This is an old one, but a goodie, Tom. The last few years, someone talking about the Browns logo blending in here said it looks like a rabbit pushing a shopping cart.
It does. It really does.
Because they didn't line the helmet off in the logo and the orange, and it blended off.
Yeah.
They don't have white logo. A white face mask.
All right, last thing. Let me get back to that. The NASCAR note. Remember Kyle Larson this week, Terry. He didn't have a crew chief and some tire changers. Now I don't know exactly how they handled the situation with who's doing what, but Kyle was tweeting out about his situation here, and here's his pictures he sent out. Me today, since half our team is knocked out. This is actually Morgan Shepherd changing his own tires from a similar situation during a truck race, Terry, where he didn't have anybody to help him. And so Morgan Shepherd, Tom, hops out of his car and changes his own tires right here.
Well,
this is 2001. Not like 85 Morgan Shepherd.
I was about to say, he wasn't young to begin with back in.
No. All right, we'll be back in a few minutes. We've got NBA playoffs to break down and more. KTCBroadcasting.com.
The Campers in RV Mega Sale is taking over the Carolinas April 25th through 28th. For 4 days only, shop more than 500 in-stock RVs at special blowout pricing. Enjoy special trade allowances and rates as low as 6.99% with approved credit. Bring the whole family for daily giveaways and free food at all 6 of our Carolina locations. Plus, you can RSVP now for exclusive in-store money-saving coupons. But you must act fast. You only have 4 days to take advantage of these massive savings at the Campers in RV Mega Sale. See dealer for complete details.
And join Carolina Country as we broadcast live from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Saturday, April 27th during this special sales event at Campers Inn RV in Kings Mountain. We'll have free DQ hot dogs, chips, and soft drinks, and register to win some great prizes, including 2 tickets to the truck race, the Xfinity race, and the Cup race at Darlington next week, plus many more great door prizes, too. Come see us this Saturday, April 27th, 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at Campers Inn RV, 615 Broadview Drive, off Highway 161 South at I-85 in Kings Mountain. You're invited to Jumpin' Jad's Artisan Meet and Greet event Saturday, April 27th from 10 a.m. till 4 p.m. You're gonna love it. Meet and greet local artisans from coffee and clay jewelry, Dana's Artwork, JD Self Photography, Small Town Pottery, Mountain Mama Santa's, Hook and Hands Crochet Creations, the Bakery Cart, and more. Enjoy light refreshments and register to win a Mother's Day gift basket full of local artisan work. That's Saturday, April 27th, 10 a.m. till 4 p.m. at Jumpin' Jad's in downtown Falston. Like them on Facebook, too. Spring on in to Renato Kia and Renato Honda at Renato Automall in Shelby, the home of the $5,000 test drive. Come in for all the details and check out a 2015 Kia Optima LX for $12,997. Grab out a 2017 Toyota RAV4 LE for $18,960. And in the service department, ask about the brake special and now get $20 off. And get $35 off the brake service and brake fluid service at Renato Honda and Renato Kia at Renato Automall, 4423 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. Online at RenatoAutomall.com. Bring your car or truck back to life by taking it to Affordable Paint and Body Shop in Shelby. Now located at 2230 Huey Church Road, just about a quarter of a mile from their old location, right across from City Electric. For over 16 years, Affordable Paint and Body Shop has been serving this area with the finest in paint and body repair. No matter what you drive, they can paint it, and they give free estimates and do insurance work as well. Drop by for your free estimate today or call 704-471-2122. Open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. Affordable Paint and Body Shop, 2230 Huey Church Road in Shelby, right across from City Electric. It's Kubota Orange Days, your golden opportunity to score a deal that will make your neighbors green with envy. Shop this year's best selection of Kubota tractors, zero-turn mowers, and utility vehicles, including the #1 selling compact tractor in the USA. And get the year's best deals, like 0% APR for 72 months or up to $2,300 off L2502 tractors. And you're invited to the Kubota Spring Open House Friday, May 17th, 11 to 1 with free food, door prizes, and up to $500 off select units. Parker Farm Service, 126 Bessie Drive, off Oak Grove Road, Kings Mountain.
Spring is the perfect time to play golf at the Crowders Mountain Golf Course at the foot of beautiful Crowders Mountain. Play in Route 18 Monday through Friday for $30 and just $27 after 1 p.m. And play in Route on weekends and holidays for just $40 and just $35 after 1 p.m. Ladies' Day is Monday. Ladies play and ride on Mondays for $20, and seniors play and ride Monday through Friday for $27 at the Crowders Mountain Golf Course, 255 Lincoln Academy Road in Kings Mountain. For your tee time, call 704-739-7681.
And we're back on Saturday Morning Sports Talk with Kevin and the gang.
The gang.
The gang.
The gang.
Yeah. He's lost.
What is so hard? We're going to let him come in here and explain it here and say, I'm just going to pull it up on the internet.
That's right.
I should pull up the map, shouldn't I? Watch this. We'll pull the map up and show people how to get there.
Find Biscuitville, you can find it.
Tom is having all kinds of trouble
Tom,
here.
You ever talk into these things?
They got to
It'll tell you.
Oh, we're going to show. What's this there? Here we go. We got it. Zach said find Biscuitville. There you go. All right, Tom. We're going to show you how to get to where you're going here.
Okay.
Campers in today.
If you go that way, you can go back to the Food Line and Hardee's.
Down 161, you'll come off 74 and 161. Go by your Hardee's. Go all the way down by Biscuitville and Wendy's and McDonald's. As soon as you get to McDonald's, there's a little road here coming up on the left. And this is where you'll turn to go down to Campers Inn today.
Okay.
Down Broadview Drive. And on up here, you'll see Calvin and their gang. We got all kinds of gangs running around here.
Come a long way since you had to stop at the gas station and ask for directions.
And there you go. Kids would, God, if you gave kids no phone
Yes.
and a MapQuest
Oh
sheet
my
of
gosh.
paper.
We thought that was great back in the day. Like, this is awesome.
What are you talking about, MapQuest? I remember when we were going to, Florida. I think I was going to Perdido Key or something in Florida where my buddy was living, and you had to go to get the Rand McNally road atlas and write down which road you were going to take. When I first came to Burns, I taught geography. and we had a lesson on, okay, you're going from Lawndale to Myrtle Beach. Map out your ways. Tell me all the roads you're going to take. And they loved it. I mean, they got into it, you know, and these weren't like Harvard-bound kids, you know, but they got into it, and it was like you had to think your way.
I can get there now without a map.
Yeah, I mean,
Beach.
a lot of people can, but it's just like I think that somebody told me that
everyone younger than me can.
We're just becoming too dependent on technology, and that's why we can't think. I think it's got a lot to do with it. We're just too dependent.
My
on
grandpa had so many maps of every state around that it was unreal. I mean, you opened up his little glove compartment, and it was all stacked up.
Was he a truck
I
driver?
can remember.
Was he a truck driver?
I can remember going to Florida with my grandma and grandpa.
Every time he'd go somewhere, he'd get one of their maps, their state maps.
Yes, absolutely. I remember doing that. I remember physically doing that with my grandma and grandpa.
We made it to Panama City Beach through Alabama with maps, and if that did it, that's put hair on your chest, Terry.
Tom, to your point, we see scientific evidence about how the brain works and what the synapses and all that. In terms of when you think critically, when you figure something out critically, it's like your brain, pun intended, I guess, builds a roadmap on how to come to those conclusions. You can whenever you're trying to think of something else similar, like reading a map but going to a different direction, your brain utilizes that type of thinking and those same patterns in your brain thoughts to reaccess that. When you're not having to utilize that, your ability to critically think diminishes. So yeah, there's proof behind what you're saying there.
Yeah, I mean, they just can't. I mean, it really is. I mean, even in when I teach kids how to drive the car, I did have one kid, and I said, well, you know, they're going to make you do the test old school. Don't use the backup camera. They're going to make you look behind. He goes, well, I don't want to use that anyway. He says, I want to learn how to drive the car. I don't want the technology to drive the car for me.
Yeah, I pulled in. I had someone look at the lights on my Jeep, and I had to pull it in and I had to bring it out of the store because the kid that jumped in the Jeep jumped in and said, "Where's the backup cam?"
Oh my God!
And I said, "What do I need one for?" He says, "I can't back this thing. You're gonna have to bring it in." So I had to pull it in and out of the store because he couldn't use it.
They
without
will
a backup.
spoil you.
And I was
they will spoil you, man.
And I told him, I was like, "Well, first of all, if you have a Jeep, you don't need a backup camera because you're just turning and you should know what you're doing." Anyway, that was funny that he even brought that up. But he wanted the backup cam, and I had to pull it in and out for him. NBA playoffs. Go ahead, Terry.
Yeah, it's just one of them things. I mean, when I get in my wife's car, hers got all that stuff, and I use it. But then when I get in my truck, I got to look. You know what I'm saying?
You know what the backup camera will help you do? Like if you're hooking up to a boat, it's good.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you're parallel parking. Because if you're parallel parking, you're always got more distance than you think you have.
Yep.
So it's nice for parallel parking because you're like, oh, I'm about to hit that car. And you're like, oh, no, I'm not. I got about 2 or 3 more feet. But you got to learn. I mean, you know, you got to use your brain a little bit. Go ahead, Kevin.
NBA playoffs. We've got Minnesota up 3-0. Denver over Phoenix. Denver up 3-0 over
Are
the
they
Lakers.
making the Lakers look bad?
Oklahoma
11 straight wins.
City up 2-0 over the New Orleans Pelicans. Cleveland's up 2-1 with Orlando
Got beat
Magic.
by 40 the other night.
The Knicks are up 2-1 over the Philadelphia 76ers. The Clippers up 2-1 over the Dallas Mavericks. The Milwaukee Bucks up 2-1 over the Indiana Pacers. The only team that's the higher seed that's not leading their series is the Boston Celtics
That's
right
so
now.
funny.
Bucks
Y'all let me know
Bucks
about
are-
that.
Bucks
The only team, Tom, in the
Bucks.
NBA not leading their series is the
Bucks
Boston
are down.
Celtics.
Bucks are opposite.
Oh.
Bucks are down 2-1.
One team.
That's the reason I sent back. When y'all sent that out, I said, nowhere in the history of the NBA playoffs has somebody went unbeaten in the playoffs. So, us losing one game does not bother me one bit.
Terry, name me
Because
three.
name all these teams that are unbeaten right now, I guarantee every one of them loses before they win the title.
Terry, name me the starters for the Heat.
You know.
I don't know. That's why I ask you. Can you name me 3 players on the Heat?
Butler's not playing, is he?
Oh,
No,
you got Hero.
Okay, that's one.
Heroes play. Robinson's playing.
That's
Bam.
two. I didn't ask you.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
God,
I mean, come on.
Pay attention. I'm trying to get this guy who's over like, we can lose to this team, and he can't name 3 players on the team.
They're not losing that team. They're not losing that team.
Well, quote unquote, last
You shouldn't be losing that team.
He
Caleb
said
they shouldn't have lost last
Martin
game.
on their team.
He
What
said
are you talking about?
Cleveland would lose their series, and all you got to do is look at them. So
That's all you had to do. Just look
all
at
right,
it.
all right. So
Hey,
tell me who starts for the Cleveland Cavaliers.
I mean, who watches the Cleveland
Okay,
Cavaliers?
I mean, so you,
come on.
Okay, you have
on.
You have
He's
no,
watching the
You
Heat,
got
and he has
Mitchell.
no idea.
You got Mitchell and nobody else.
Hey, Tom.
He can name one Mitchell.
Hey, Tom.
He can name one.
Tom, did you pick that up?
Garland?
Did you pick?
I can start naming if you want me to name. I'm just
Go ahead.
saying.
Go.
That's the
No, don't look at the computer.
Yeah.
Oh, I can start naming.
Nobody watches Cleveland, Tom.
Hey,
Nobody.
hey, Tom, did you pick that up? Like the 2 sentences? It was Cleveland's going to lose. Just look at them. Well, who looks at the Cleveland?
That's right. He is the epitome of contradictions. He has no idea what he's talking about, and he acts like he does. And all you got to do is go to West Lincoln and ask anybody. Oh, Terry Reinhardt. Oh my God, Dallas Cowboys. It's just so funny. It's just so funny to hear. I mean,
them people over there get tired of facts.
The people over there get tired of you, not of facts. They get tired of you. Just ask them.
Facts.
Just go ask them. Are you tired of me? Yes, that's what everyone's gonna say. But Terry, you got to know a little something before you talk trash. I mean, I don't mind you talking trash about the Cleveland Cavaliers, but if you don't know any of their players, like if
what
you
have
can't,
you ever done?
if you can't name like Darius Garland or Evan Mobley or Jared
what
Allen,
have you ever done?
If you can't
the
name,
only
if
way
you can't
was
name,
ever successful is when LeBron was there and he took y'all to a title.
All right,
I do recall that they were pretty decent when Mark Price and Brad Daugherty were there.
He doesn't.
Okay, they didn't win.
He doesn't know.
All right, wait a second. Terry, you lost to the Miami Heat.
Okay.
Without Jimmy Butler.
Okay, and without Rozier.
What I'm saying is, championship teams don't lose to bad teams. You made a case that championship teams lose. That's true. That's like to good teams. But can you let's go? You got Tyler Hero.
Go back
and
in
Duncan
the whole
Robinson.
history of
9
the
people
NBA.
scored. Wait a minute.
We're talking 4 out of 7. It's gonna happen. You're gonna get beat.
9 people scored in that game.
I guarantee Boston beats them tonight, and we're back in Miami.
Can you name any of them that scored against Boston Thursday, Wednesday night?
On
3
who?
days ago.
On who?
Heat. For the Heat. Can you name any of the players that played the other night?
Why, yes. I mean, there was 2. Butler and Rozier did not play because they're out.
We know who didn't play. Who played, Terry?
Heck?
Who played?
He don't know.
He don't know. He doesn't even watch
I
the
just
game.
got through naming a bunch of guys.
He don't even watch the game.
You named Duncan Robinson and Tyler Hero. Hero had 24. Robinson had 6.
Kevin Love?
Kevin Love had a grand total of 0.
Did he play?
He played, but he had 0 points in 6 minutes. Tom, Terry, you've named all the white dudes.
Like that's funny. Like that's funny.
There's a Martin brother. Do you know which one scored 21 points on you?
Oh God! See, this is why y'all were
You got beat by a Martin brother, Terry.
Son?
And you don't even know which one.
They gave him a former Hornet.
He gave up 21 to him. Who's y'all small forward? Tatum or Brown? Which one of them gave up 21 to Caleb Martin?
Well, I mean, we play so many guys that play so many different positions.
That's what I said.
I
That's
mean,
why I asked you.
Tatum, dadgum, he can be your point guard. Brown can be your point guard. But they're not the point guard. White's the point guard.
He's got White and Holiday listed as point guards. Jaylen Brown listed as shooting guard. Tatum at small forward. No power forward in your starting lineup. So the small forward listed in your starting lineup. Tatum scored 28. He gave up 21 to Caleb Martin. So
none of that matters.
He won that battle.
None of that matters. All you got to do is win the series. It don't matter.
Now, Tom, remember, he wouldn't trade Porzingis for Draymond a couple weeks ago. Porzingis with 6 points.
I would never.
He gave up He gave up 21 to Bam Adebayo.
Yeah, that was a kind of a crazy question even asked at that point in time.
So would you trade?
It took you 7 minutes to answer it.
Would you trade Porzingis for Bam Adebayo?
Yeah, no, that's his answer. You
wouldn't trade Porzingis for Bam Adebayo? He just went 21 to 6 on him.
You might know,
what do you do
but
with that?
he doesn't.
What do you do
he
with
doesn't.
That's like Tom. That was like a Harry Carey answer from when Will Ferrell did Harry Carey on Saturday Night Live. Who's going to win the World Series? Yankees in 6. Or the Braves. You never know, Norm.
Yeah. Well, our estranged employee used to do that when he would pick somebody. He would say, "But it wouldn't surprise me if the other."
And Tom, they lost at home too.
What's that matter?
It's all right, Tom.
You're in trouble, Terry.
I'll put myself I'll put myself in that same category. I'm the guy who picked the Niners, but hope the Chiefs won the Super Bowl.
Cleveland might sweep them in the next series.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, Cleveland got to get.
Y'all might get swept, Terry.
How about the random Bell's palsy diagnosis for Joel Embiid?
Would ever bet that?
What are you talking about?
There's not one man sitting at this table or in there would ever bet
10 to 1. I'll put $10 on 10 to 1. You give me that?
You know. Oh yeah, that's what you want. You want something. Yeah, there's a difference. If you're
Terry, sweep is not,
if you are
so
so
confident, get sweep. I didn't say I'm betting.
There's not a soul in this room who's gonna sit here and say Boston won't make the final. There's not a soul in here.
You just got beat by Caleb Martin.
I'm back on y'all. Y'all the one that's that gonna pushing this. You not gonna bet on your team.
You just got my team's not in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Tom gonna sit right here. He's not gonna bet Cleveland's gonna beat Boston. There's no way in his life he can even think that.
You never know.
He's thought it, I'm sure.
Yeah, in his dreams.
We got enough to play with y'all, Terry.
You have not enough to play with.
Well, Miami does, and you don't even know who their players are.
I know every one of their players.
How many players on the Cavs are better than Caleb Martin?
Besides Donovan Mitchell.
Garland's better than him.
I mean, you can't really say that about that. That would be the same thing as saying Robert Ory was no
Levert
good.
on his good nights are better than him.
That would be the same thing as saying Robert Ory was no good, but he's got 7 rings.
What are you talking about?
You can't say that.
He doesn't know what he's
No, I know what I'm saying because Caleb Martin is about the same player Robert Ory is.
No.
They're going to get hot at certain times and hit threes. That's what both of them did. Robert Ory never beat you with anything else but threes.
Caleb Martin scored 21 points.
Okay, that's Robert Ory having a good game. Then next game, Robert Ory didn't score any. Caleb Martin going to be the same way.
Okay.
I mean, that's how it goes. That's the NBA. These are guys who are not going to produce every day.
So Bam beat Porzingis 21-6.
I didn't know Caleb Martin's nickname was Big Shot Martin. I didn't know that.
Well, I guarantee.
Big shot.
Well, after tonight, then y'all be going, oh no, Boston's back.
I don't know what the line is.
I'm just telling you,
Boston's
you're not
probably
winning
favored by
Terry,
2 or something.
Well, however far you
in
make
Miami.
you're not winning the championship because you lost to Caleb Martin and Tyler Hero.
It's not but one team in the NBA that can beat us, and that's Denver.
There's 8, and they're in the Western Conference.
There's only one team, and that's Denver.
Nobody in the East is winning more than one game in the finals.
What?
Nobody in the East is winning more than one game in the NBA finals.
Now you know better than that because we've dogged all them other teams over our Minnesota, every one of them.
You just got dogged by the Miami Heat.
Okay.
Boston's a 9.5.
And they're not
yeah,
Boston's
there you go.
by
Going to Miami. Going to Miami.
They were a 15-point favorite and got beat at home.
Oh, God. I'm telling you, sometimes y'all irritate me.
They were a 15-point favorite.
I mean, just to walk in here and listen to y'all
you
talk.
You put them on this pedestal like they're the best team that we've ever seen, and they're ever getting beat by Duncan Robinson and Tyler Hero and Caleb Martin.
But when y'all sent that out, then I said, okay, you want facts? 77-year history of the NBA, nobody's went unbeaten.
And nobody ever got beat that's won a championship by
there
Caleb Martin. Not a single one of them lost to Caleb Martin.
I guarantee you we'll go back. If you go back all the number 1 seeds, and every one of them have lost in the first round to somebody that and people said, oh, they shouldn't have lost to them.
All right, working on it.
Because all we heard this past week was, Boston's in trouble. Boston's in trouble. Well, Boston goes out there and wins by 30 tonight. Oh, well, Boston's good. That's all that matters.
So you're going to give me the Heat in 30?
Are you giving Finals?
See, there you go, Tom.
Are you giving me the Heat in 30?
That's how y'all bet.
No, you said they're going to be about 30. Give me the Heat. Give me the Heat in 30. Go
y'all
ahead,
want something.
Say it.
No, that's what you're saying. You want something.
That's what I thought.
He doesn't know how gambling works,
That's
does
what I
he?
thought.
He has no idea how it works.
I'll bet you even. You want to bet even? I guarantee you're not going to do that.
But you just said they're going to beat them by 30. You just said they're going to beat them by 30. And then when I said, okay, give me the Heat,
Tom,
30, you're
I'm
like,
sitting here
let's go
telling
straight up.
Whoever wins between Cleveland and the Magic are done. That's your
Okay.
last. This will be the
Okay.
only series you play.
All right.
So get used to being out.
We'll see. Poor Zingas. Give me a break. They're not that good, Terry. They probably won't win the East. They probably won't even win the East. And I think
You talking
Kevin's
about
right.
Terry? You said an NBA champion that had not lost in the first round.
Yeah, NBA champion.
NBA champion, 1996 Chicago Bulls swept the Miami Heat.
Oh, okay.
I got
So you pulled one.
He meant all the way through.
Yeah,
the
all the way
playoffs,
through.
Not
Oh,
just the
okay.
first.
You said the first round. I apologize.
Yeah, that's
okay.
what I'm saying. Every
There's been
team
been
that's
a
won
lot-
an NBA title have lost in the first round to somebody.
Not in the first round.
Not in the first round.
Oh yes. That's no way you can go back and tell me that's never happened.
Terry.
I just did.
He just did. He just looked it up.
They swept the Miami Heat 3-0 in the first round in 1996. The Bulls did.
That's not what we're saying.
That's what you just said. They
No, that's not what we're saying. We're saying if you won an NBA championship, that you have been beat in the first round.
You're talking about all the NBA champions.
Yes.
No, that's not true. He just told you one that hadn't been beat in the first round, right?
I don't think you understand what I'm saying.
Are you mean
we
losing
don't.
losing the
You're
series in the
correct.
first
We
round?
don't.
No, losing a game. That's what y'all talking about. We're
in
talking
the
about
in
one
the
game.
in the first round.
Yeah, one game.
The Bulls swept the Heat in the first round 3-0 in 1996. So where's the disconnect?
No, that's not what we're saying.
That's what Tom and I are saying. What are you saying?
What are you saying?
I am saying no.
He's saying every NBA champion was beat in the first round. Is that what you're saying, Terry?
I am saying some of the NBA champions that you have been beat in the first round. One
now
game.
he changed it to some.
Now he's saying the
now
some.
he's saying some of them. Before he said all of them.
Yeah,
now
yes.
it's some of
Yes.
them.
Well, we cutting this off. Y'all are on the wrong page. Y'all are like outside a fence somewhere.
Oh my God!
Come get inside the ballpark where we can.
Anybody got a
have-
solo cup?
That's what I'm saying.
We are listening.
I cannot explain
Look,
it no easier than what I said.
On a different note, we're gonna run an advertisement. Joke writer for Zach. Can we get a joke writer? Because once he has a joke, he's gonna use it like 100 freaking times. So we need a writer for Zach. And Terry, you need a lawyer because
Oh,
you
my
change your story so many times.
I was saying the
You
same
changed
thing.
your
Y'all
story
took
so
it
many
and read. Y'all were like, how would I put this?
You don't know how to put it.
No, I do know.
You
how
don't
to put
know
it.
how to put it
Y'all
because you
are
don't know
like
what you're
being
talking
in a
about.
courtroom and know that you're wrong, but we're going to try to prove that
Terry,
we're good.
You said that every NBA champion had been beat in the first round, and Chip found one that had not. That you said some of them had
No,
been
that's
beat.
not
That's
what
all
I
you
said.
said.
We're
It's
talking
it's
one game. We're talking one game, not the whole series.
I know. Yes, we understand.
That's
You're
wrong.
saying they lose one game.
One
right?
game.
Yes, I'm telling you that. I've got 3 examples right here where that.
He's so lost in there. Come into our ballpark and get in the same field that I'm in.
Tell me where I'm missing this. You're saying they lost one. They're not one NBA champion. Hold on.
We're talking one game.
Yes, one game.
I cannot believe why we're so lost about this.
I don't either.
Boston loses one game, and y'all in here tell me about people going 3-0. Who gives a crap about people who went 3-0?
Terry, my only point that I was trying to make was that if you think you're a championship team, you're not, because you got beat by Caleb Martin and Tyler Hero. That's all I'm saying.
And that's when I said any NBA champion in the past have got beat one game in round one.
And then Chip just told you, no, it's not. Some teams, yeah, it happens all the time.
Okay, that's all I said.
But
When
you didn't
we
say
y'all,
some.
You said
said
any
every-
NBA champion, any NBA champion, like that. An NBA champion. There wasn't any NBA champion.
Why am I even talking?
That's a great.
That's a great question because
Y'all were so lost.
We were actually wondering the exact same
hey
thing.
Terry, when you've got multiple people trying to decipher what you're saying, maybe it's not that they're misunderstanding you. Maybe like Taylor Swift, maybe it's you.
No,
All right,
it's
boys.
not me.
All right, last week I brought this up, and everybody talks about the most dominant big man ever. Was he the most dominant or the most dominated big man ever? So I put up Shaq's career in the playoffs here. Swept 6 times. Lost to 6'9" Ben Wallace 3 times. He lost 1-8 to Greg Ostertag in back-to-back years. For his championships, he beat Rick Smits and old Dikembe Mutombo, Todd McCulloch, and Eric Dampier.
And he lost to Fabricio Oberto, Kendrick Perkins, and Joel Anthony. So, again, we're going to go through Shaq's dominant years. Missed the playoffs the first year. Second year, he was swept by Rick Smits and his, what's that called? What's that hair? Mullet. In his third year, he made the NBA Finals when Michael Jordan was not in the league and got swept by Hakeem Olajuwon. In his fourth year, when Michael Jordan came back to the league, he got swept by Jordan's Luke Longley. So, in his first 4 years, Zach, he's been swept 3 times and missed the playoffs in Orlando. That's what happened in Orlando. And here's the thing about, if you're the most dominant big man, you're the best. It's not that you lost. How do you get swept? You can't win one game over Greg Ostertag? You can't win one game over Rick Smith, Luke Longley?
Tell me who the guards are.
It don't matter. You're the most dominant big man ever.
You got to have somebody give you the ball.
It does
He's
not
a guard.
Penny Hardaway and Kobe. What do you mean?
Penny Hardaway was never good.
What? Oh my gosh! Are you kidding me?
He's not. Is he a Hall of Famer?
Probably
not.
All right. So he goes to L.A., where he loses 8-1 in back-to-back years to Greg Ostertag. Then, third year, he gets swept by David Robinson. So, in his first 7 years, he's been swept 6 out of 7 years. 5 out of 7 years and lost 4-1. First 7 years, 4-1. He's lost. Then he finally wins the championship. Rick Smits, 2000. The Lakers beat the Indiana Pacers. 2001, the oldest center I've ever seen in my life play NBA basketball, Dikembe Mutombo. And then in 2002, guys, Todd McCulloch. Todd.
Is he an old state player?
McCulloch.
Or no?
Why do we even say that?
Say what? Then after winning the championships over those scrubs, he gets to face Dave Robinson again, where he's beat again, of course. Then in back-to-back years, with the Lakers and the Heat, he's beat by 6'9" Ben Wallace. 6'9" Ben Wallace. Then he beats the great Eric Dampier. then he gets beat by Ben Wallace again. So 3 out of 4 years, Ben Wallace beats him. And then he goes down in history to Fabricio Oberto, misses the playoffs. Kendrick Perkins replaces Kendrick Perkins and starts over. Then they lose to the Celtics. No, he was with the Celtics and lost to the Heat. So there's your Shaq, the most dominant big man we've ever seen in the history of the NBA. He beat Dikembe Mutombo, Tom McCulloch, David Robinson, Eric Dampier, and was swept 6 times. He's a fraud.
Greg Ostertag was pretty good.
almost as good as Penny Hardaway.
Hey, but Ostertag was pretty good.
He's a fraud. It's a fraudulent. It's just like everything
y'all
today.
saying Shaquille is no good.
See, Terry, you misconstrue the English language so much. What I'm saying
That's
is
what
he is
y'all do.
not the most dominant big man ever when you got swept by Rick Smits. You got swept by Luke Longley. You were 8-1 to Greg Ostertag. You got beat 3 times by a 6'9" center. You got beat by Fabricio Oberto. What are you dominant over? Who's he dominant over? Who? What did he do? If without Kobe Bryant in his career, and without the third best shooting guard in the history of basketball, Dwayne Wade, he goes 0 for his career. Correct?
Yeah, so he was pretty good, but not the best ever.
If Eddie Jones stayed in L.A., would he have won 3 championships?
It was pretty good.
Correct.
He just couldn't shoot free throws.
Correct.
It was pretty good.
Nobody. I'm not saying he is not any good, but when they list him in top 5 categories all time, Terry, they're putting him over Wilt and Russell and all of them. They're putting him over all of these guys. Kareem, and all it's because he's on TV, and that's what we see of this.
Right.
There's Shaq. He's on TV. He's bigger. He must be better. When Greg Ostertag beat him 8-1. He's better than everybody.
Hey,
6'9", Ben Wallace beat him.
I will continue,
3 times.
I will continue to say, Greg Ostertag was pretty good.
He was.
He was pretty good. Man.
He was about the 15th best center in the league. The most dominant. The most dominant person doesn't get swept. That's my thing. You don't get swept if you're the best. You're the most dominant. How many times did Michael get swept? And he was a guard.
No,
was it once in his rookie year? to the Bird.
Michael Jordan's
He
best
lost
year.
3-0 to Bird. That was his only sweep
Hey,
ever.
refresh my memory though. That '97, the Bulls beat the Jazz in the finals.
Correct.
And then '98.
They beat the Jazz in the finals.
Okay, the Bulls beat them both those years.
Correct.
Right?
Yes.
Okay,
It
They
was
went through.
their three-peat.
Right.
Yeah, their three-peat was the Sonics and the Jazz twice. Their second
Okay.
three-peat was the Sonic. Was
Right.
the Sonics and the Jazz.
Okay, that's what kept the Jazz from Karl Malone and
Yeah.
Greg
never got one.
Ostertag whipped David Robinson, whipped Elijah Wan, and then beat Shaq all in the same playoffs.
Because there's 4 other guys out there.
Correct. But my point on the most, I want the word most because everybody, you sit down, well, he was the most dominant ever. Okay, what does that mean? What did he dominate? What year? What era? When did he dominate? He never dominated anything. And I didn't even look up the Olympics. I'm sure that went.
Well, I'm sure
fantastic as
people
well.
would point to the three-peat. Oh, well, they three-peated.
Right.
But at the same time, you had Kobe.
Yeah.
So, I mean.
Kobe coming into his own.
He doesn't like to hear that, but, you did have Kobe. Who else was on that team? It was Shaq and Kobe took up so much.
George Lynch?
Yeah, Lynch was on that team, wasn't he? Carolina guy, yeah.
No.
Robert
Was Lynch not on that one?
No.
He wasn't on that
George
03?
Lynch was on that Sixers team that he faced.
I was thinking Lynch was on
Rick
that.
Fox. Rick Fox.
Right, Rick Fox.
And Lynch was on that Nick Van Exel team, wasn't
Rick Fox was on the Tar Heel.
Wasn't
Was
Robert Ory on that Laker team?
Robert Ory was on that team.
Nick Van Exel?
No, they got rid of Van Exel.
Who was their point? Oh, Brian Shaw was their backup point guard.
It was
Who
Derek Fisher.
That's right.
Yeah,
D.
Fisher
Fisher.
was, too.
That's right.
Van Exel and Eddie Jones were jettisoned in all those trades for
that's
for
right.
the Glenn Rice trades and the Hornets, the Kobe trades and all that. All those were mixed up.
Yeah.
My only point is, I'm not saying he's not any good. I'm not saying he's one of the all-time greats. If he'd have shot free throws, he could have been the greatest. He may have won more.
Yeah.
But the fact is, again, he was swept 6 times, lost 3 times to Ben Wallace. And then you sit there and look at his championships, like I said, without 2 of the top 3 best shooting guards of all time, he might not have none. If Eddie Jones is his shooting guard that whole time, does he have any championships, Zach?
Good possibility he don't.
If Eddie Jones,
Eddie Jones is good, but he is nowhere near.
Instead of Dwayne Wade and Kobe, with Eddie Jones, is he a 4-time champion? And I don't think he is. He may have won one. He may have squeaked one in. I don't know. But don't forget, he didn't start winning until all the centers got bad and Jordan left, and then he got Kobe on his team. That's my Shaq is not the most dominant center ever. What's it? Presentation. All right, let's do our finals picks, guys. We never did this last week. Terry, in the finals, real quick. Eastern Conference, Western Conference Finals. Who got Celtics over?
Where are you going, Terry?
What?
Why are you leaving?
Why am I leaving?
Yeah, he's leaving.
It's one of those things that
I'm trying to get an answer out of him. Now Tom's
I
asking.
know. My son needs a truck. Somebody's got to. How hard is that?
I need a pick, Terry. Boston and who in the Eastern Finals?
In the finals?
In the East Finals.
I don't think Milwaukee can get there.
Okay, so he
and Philadelphia.
Boston and Philadelphia. I don't know if the matchups will work out. We'll look at it in a minute.
That's going to be cinchy because Boston will beat them.
And then, in the West, who you got?
Denver. I don't know. The rest of the teams over are no good.
Denver's a 2 seed. That you'd have to pick OKC.
Minnesota.
You'd have to, hold on. You have to pick OKC, New Orleans, Clippers, or Mavericks. If you pick that one.
Oh, that's terrible.
Clippers, Mavericks, because Denver will play Minnesota in the next round.
Dallas. Let's put Dallas.
So Terry's got Dallas and Denver, and then you got Denver over Boston in the finals. Is that what you said?
Yes.
He didn't hear that.
So you got Nuggets?
Yeah.
Oh, he did. All right.
Yeah. Okay. I just think that's the heart. That's
You just gave me a
team
speech about how great they were because they beat Caleb Martin.
We're
and now
talking about
losing.
the Eastern.
No,
But Denver is good. I can't take nothing away from them.
Beat the Lakers 11 times straight.
I mean, they're good. I mean,
we picked this series before. Is anybody, everybody, Tom and Chip, you can come on in here. Anybody leaning now, going with the Pacers? I know
I took Pacers.
Did you take them from the beginning? I couldn't remember from last week.
But their records were so similar.
It's still 2-1 series. It's not like 3-0 or anything like that.
I'm starting to lean that way. Giannis was ruled out, wasn't he? And Dame pulled up lame. So I mean, I thought Damon could pull them through, and I'm starting.
Lillard aggravates Achilles.
Yeah, I'm starting to doubt that.
Come on in here, Chip. So Milwaukee may not be making that.
That Pacers team is, and they're not the Detroit team from
Tom, are we
03,
looking
but
at
they're a good B team.
Are we looking at a Cleveland Cavaliers and Pacers Eastern Conference Finals?
I
think so. I think we're looking at Pacers and Cavs Eastern Conference Finals.
Well, if the Cavaliers, I mean, I was high on them until they got beat by 40. I'm like, good Lord, they got beat by 40.
The NBA.
Yeah, I know.
It happens.
The home
away,
it
does.
It happens
the
a lot.
home away thing is the weirdest thing. The gambler stuff. Did you see? So Lillard in the first game had 35 points at halftime. Tom, the over under was 35.5.
Wow.
He didn't score in the second half.
Oh my God. Fixed.
I mean, seriously. Come on.
Yeah.
Not 1 point after 35 in the first half. Cleveland's up 2-1. They play today at 1 o'clock TNT, so you get a good afternoon. Another afternoon tip for you, Tom. They're disrespecting the Cavs and their fan base in Orlando.
Yeah, but it's not really. It's not. Well, I don't play. It's not really the big market game. What's the night game? What's the prime time?
So tonight we'll go. Today's Cleveland Orlando's at 1. 3:30 is OKC and the Pelicans.
Yeah, that's a good time. 3:30 on Saturday.
Boston and Miami is at 6.
That's early.
And Denver and the Lakers are at 8:30.
Yeah, that's the marquee.
Now you look at it from that point of view. As better for the league, would it not be better for them to have teams that aren't normally on to flip flop it to get more viewers, as opposed to let's just watch everybody watch the Lakers.
Let's watch the Lakers who are
And make
down
them make
3.
more
Who are
money.
down 3-0.
Yeah.
But you see what I'm saying?
3-0.
I don't know. I don't care either way, but I'm just curious. Like, would it not be better for the league to promote their league in a better way? Hey, because like you said, Tom, OKC New Orleans 3:30 on a Saturday afternoon.
Yeah, nobody's
your
doing it.
Your Laker diehards are going to watch the Lakers whenever
No
they
matter
play.
what time they play.
Put a team that might not have that historical prestige in the primetime spot.
I don't
I
want to
get you.
sit down at home on Saturday night and watch LeBron. I'd much rather watch Cleveland, Orlando, or I don't watch Boston either. But that game, Boston in the YMCA team they're losing to, that I don't know anybody on the team, or I don't know a single player on the team that's beating him.
I tell you what, man, he's a trip, man. I tell you what, man, he better not ever be on a witness stand, because he will get tore up on a witness stand.
Well, Sunday, Knicks and Philly play at 1, Clippers and Dallas at 3:30, Milwaukee, Indiana at 7, and then Minnesota, Phoenix at 9:30. Minnesota up 3-0. Is Anthony Edwards taking the torch? Zach?
He's destroying them.
One of my foolish bets was, Suns will get one. Let's go ahead and bet on them.
They should get one.
Yeah, they should get one with the firepower they got. But man,
it's like Kevin Durant's not going down 3-0. It's like, whoops.
See, he is. Well, I said that at the beginning of the series, is that once his teams have in the past shown any type of he's still going to get his 30. He was 10 of 17 for 35 points.
But
and you're like, somebody has to, and everybody's like, well, every time LeBron loses, well, who didn't help LeBron? Well, nobody ever says, well, who didn't help
KD
Durant? Like, where's the center on defense? You got Grayson Allen as your number one backup. Is that what we're relying on? Bradley Beal gets hurt and Grayson Allen's the number one backup. Come on. Like, they don't have the dogs in them that they need. They need a few dogs on the team. He does, especially on defense. You got to have a rim protector. He's not that.
I'm kind of excited about assuming that Minnesota closes this thing out. I think the next round could be the series of the entire playoffs. I think
Denver, Minnesota.
Yes, yeah. I think that'll be. And to your point, I would love for that, and I wouldn't be surprised for that to go 7 games. Actually, instead of hedging.
So that would be Gobert versus Jokic, right?
Yeah,
that'd be fun to watch.
Well, and Edwards is coming out party. I would pick the Nuggets to win that series. Love for it to go 7 and Edwards kind of be his Jordan against the Celtics moment, and kind of.
All right, guys, let's pick these playoffs, this champions. We got to get these before we get too far into these series. All right, in the Eastern Conference, Tom, you've seen what's happened. We got 2 games in. Who do you have coming out the East? Now remember, you got to go with the teams based on their seeds too. So it will be Celtics, Heat on one side of the bracket. And you guys are 4 or 5, right? Yeah.
So we can't be in the finals against Boston. And
Right. Celtics, Heat, Cavs, Magic on one side. So who out of those 4?
I'm going to go with dark horse. I'm going to go with the Cavs are going to get it straightened out.
Zach?
Celtics.
Chip?
Celtics.
After we dogged them out.
No, Terry, we will not disagree with you that the Celtics are a good team. We just don't know if they're a championship caliber team.
I got the Cavs in that
Maybe
one.
even just turn off the road.
Upset in the. There's something about them Boston boys. When you're led by a Duke player, I don't know how that is. Knicks and 76ers, Pacers, Bucks. Who's coming out of that, Tom?
For some reason, I just think the 76ers are coming out of that. I think they're going to get hot, and they're going to make it to the final to play for the finals.
Chip?
I'm going to go the other route of the current series. I'm going to pick the Knicks. I don't think the Knicks are going to pull out this series. I think the Knicks versus the Pacers will also be a fun series to watch.
Zach, who you got coming out of those 4? Knicks, Sixers, Pacers, Bucks.
I'm taking the Pacers.
He's a Pacers man.
That's not a bad pick.
I think
That's
they remind me
Who'd
of
you
that.
pick, Chip?
They remind me
picked,
of that
the
Detroit
Knicks.
team from like 03 where they're just a lot of B players. They don't have that super great guy, but they all can play well.
I got Indiana as well. I got Indiana and Cavs in the East Conference Finals. I was warning you what I was about to pick. There's a lot of injuries. Injuries play a huge role.
Yeah, that's
in-
my. That's why I'm not-
Embiid's got some. He's got some issues.
Tom in the finals, Cavs and 76ers.
76.
They said Embiid had what?
Bell's palsy. Yeah.
And Tom's got him in the finals.
He's still playing.
He's still playing.
He's playing.
He dropped 50 after he got diagnosed with it.
You pick Sixers, Tom?
Yeah. I pick him every year and they lose every year.
I know. I don't get it. I don't get it. He does.
I've been picking him since they had Allen Iverson. What do you want from
He thinks P.J. Washington's guarding him every game, right?
Celtics, Pacers.
Give me the.
Saw that in person.
Give me Celtics.
I guess I've been sold on it ever since he dunked on P.J. Washington. Yeah.
Then he went down the court
Chip,
next time, fell over
Celtics,
somebody.
Knicks.
I'll take the Celtics. I think they'll get to the finals. They just won't win.
I got Pacers
I agree with that.
in the finals.
Who do you got, Kevin?
Pacers.
Pacers.
Oklahoma City, New Orleans, or Dallas Clippers. OKC, New Orleans, Dallas, or Clippers, Tom?
Okay. I like OKC. They're kind of the young. We're too young to realize that losing is bad, or whatever. We don't have anything to lose. So I like them.
Zach?
I'm going with OKC too. I like their team.
Chip?
I'm going to say Kyrie and Luka are going to power themselves through. I like that.
I love Luka. I don't like Kyrie.
I'm going OKC on that one. In other side of the West now, Minnesota, Phoenix, Denver, or the Lakers? Tommy?
Denver.
Zach?
Denver.
Chip?
Second and third that.
I'll be the only one to do it. Minnesota, baby.
I just
I
think
don't think it's a bad pick.
I just think it's funny how Jokic doesn't even really like to play basketball. He's the
Chip, Dallas or Denver in the finals?
Denver.
Zach, Denver, OKC in the finals?
Denver.
Tom?
Denver.
All right. In the finals, Tom, you got Sixers and Denver.
Denver.
Zach, Denver and Boston.
Denver.
Chip, Denver and Boston.
Denver.
I got Minnesota and the Pacers. How about Anthony Edwards begins his rise
That
to
would be
stars?
that would be cool. That'd be such a fun finals too.
It's not out of the realm of
Yeah, I like that. I like those picks. Kevin.
Is Jokic Ostertag's son?
with a handle? with a handle.
Hey, Ostertag is pretty good.
But Penny Hardaway was not.
It's pretty good.
Oh my god!
All right, let me get through a couple fun tweets before we get out here, guys. Here is Barkley talking about the Lakers. I love this.
You're crazy.
That kid got hit the button.
Oh yeah, I thought I had it on.
There were 100 paint points between two teams tonight. Just 30 from three-point land. What's up?
Are we just gonna stay on TV till LeBron come out the shower?
No, we've got.
Because we got stuff to do.
We like Shaq.
It's 1:19.
Like Shaq and a fool.
Are we just gonna sit here until LeBron? LeBron, get your ass out the shower.
There were like Shaq and a fool.
Are we just gonna sit here until LeBron? LeBron, get your ass out the shower. Gonna sit here until LeBron. LeBron, get your ass out the shower.
And then he comes out of the shower and he says, "It's just basketball."
He's just, nothing is greater than Charles
I
Barkley.
work hard every day.
He's funny.
How about the time Prince Fielder? We didn't get to baseball today. How about time Prince Fielder fell down around third and blamed the snipers from the upper deck?
Parker pulled out from under it.
He's trying to find the snipers.
His teammates
in Arlington.
a little comic relief.
Oh, pretty good. Let's see. What else?
Did
we
he
got
ever
today?
bridge the gap with his dad or not?
I don't know.
I'm not sure. John Kruk once said, "I'm not an athlete. I'm a baseball player." Tom.
Yeah.
There's Milwaukee
Peak
and
athlete.
Pittsburgh Pirate professional athletes in their prime. My goodness,
You don't see it anymore.
What bellies they?
You
get,
don't
boys.
see it anymore. You don't even see it in golf. You don't see that anymore. I mean, everybody's.
Babe Ruth and Ohtani, 725 games.
Saw that this week.
Same number of home runs. They both threw a 481.2 innings of pitching exactly. Ohtani had one more win, 38-19 to
That's
Ruth,
scary.
37-19.
Look how skinny Babe Ruth was.
He was not a fat player.
I think it was their.
It was their uniform.
Yeah, I mean, and John Goodman playing him in the movie. That's what.
Hey,
Later on, he did put on.
There's the list of the two best teams in baseball. That's got beat the Braves and the Guardians this year. The only team that's beat both of them
is the
Chicago White
The
Sox.
team with the worst playoff percentage ever.
Hey, here's your one, Chip. How about Gil Morgan hitting a 2-iron?
That's a Pebble Beach.
Shape.
That's a Pebble Beach. Watch this.
92 U.S. Open.
How about that? There's a little run-up shot.
Watch this thing.
Graphic told the story of the day.
Talk about things people don't do anymore.
That's a pretty. Look, that's a pretty little shot. Right
There's
there.
that Oklahoma background. How about that? There's a
useful shot that is.
Yeah, useful.
Knicks didn't have a lottery pick play for them in game 1. Now think about the Hornets lottery pick history, Zach. Their Eastern Conference final projection, and we can't even make the 10th seed. Oh, it's terrible. Let's see. I gotta know. All right. How about the time the coach for the Arizona Diamondbacks called Yachty a MFer, and then Yachty did not like it. Right here. He come up to argue another call. Yachty had nothing to do with it, and he points at Yachty and calls him an MFer. Right here. And watch it. No. And now the coach and the catcher.
So the coach called him that?
Yeah, coach pointed right in his face and called
Okay.
him MF. What would you do, Zach? Would you want to argue with him? Here's Tony Romo talking about Scotty Scheffler.
Scheffler and him not break 70 ever, which is insane. Like now I'm actually starting to count it, where I'm like, we got to be around 500. And I'm like, not one day you're off in golf where you shoot 70, 71. It's because he's had days where he's played poorly and he's 1 over after 6. And I'm like, he should be 7 over, Then the next day he's 7 under after 6. It's just, he all of a sudden gets it back and the next shot, he has the ability to auto-correct. It's like his pitches, he's one of the best pitchers ever. His short game's incredible. If he putts well, remember Tiger? If he putts well, he wins.
Right now, that's accurate.
That's
Tom, here's the Cardinals coach driving around the stands.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
I need to leave that at the top of my everyone page that I own or whatever I have.
How awkward is that?
Just crazy. How about the Bucks tweeting out what happened in 82 games? Nobody really cares. It's what happens. What you do now.
Wow.
Well, thanks for buying those $10 chicken tenders at the stadium, guys.
Yeah, and they got swept last year after the 82, and they're fixing to get beat.
New
this
PGA
year.
Tour logo. Sheffer from the side of his feet. Somebody's going to design some shoes with like padding on the side of his foot.
Ben Hogan had an extra spike inserted in the middle of his golf shoe for extra stability. We're going to have to put some on the side of Scotty's.
Tom, there's that bet, 35.5 for Dame Lillard, 35 in the first half.
Oh.
I think that might. Oh, this was.
Wonder how many people spent that money at halftime if they didn't get.
Look at this putt here, Chip.
What? Look at the hole.
This is a Greenskeeper Revenge tournament. Nope. No, wait a minute. Wait. Look where the ball goes.
No.
So a Greenskeeper Revenge tournament, Zach.
That's
they put
the back,
hole.
That's the back of number 2 at Deerbrook, isn't it?
They put the hole in the hardest part on the green, the possible spot.
What's this?
And the ball almost stops and falls in the hole, but instead takes a right and then goes 40 yards down the hill.
Oh, my gracious.
Was you mad about that? Now, this is a softball game. I don't know if none of y'all would read this. I'm going to have to read it. This is a softball game, and here's the caption underneath it. Last at bat, Fiona Giardet was hit by bitch.
Well, she was.
What did that pitcher do to be called that, Tom? Is this the most filthy pitch you've ever seen? And is it illegal? Behind the back. Oh, Japanese!
Okay, your dad was over
Japanese
there.
behind the back. Eepus. I don't know if I ever saw Dad throw that one. The behind the back. Eepus.
It didn't get caught
Coming
straight.
to the ball.
Yeah.
He's pissed. He's
Paint the corner, man. Come on.
Tom, would you give him the corner on that one?
I probably wouldn't have seen the pitch.
And in the ladies PGA Tour this week, you see this, Chip?
A nice little memento you can hang on to remember this moment.
Bounce off the side in the leg and on across the
First ever
green.
major championship.
They need more
How would you
advertising in the
describe
water to save them. How about Tiger uses a foot wedge? There you go, Tom.
There you go.
You knew he was a cheater the whole time, didn't you, Tom?
Oh, yeah.
Once a cheater, always a cheater.
It's like he has as much respect for the rules as he does the speed limit.
All right, and finally, we're going to leave you with this, folks. I promise this is internet gold. Jameis Winston goes fishing. Are y'all ready for this?
I don't know if I am or not.
Are y'all ready for this?
Is this why I picked the Panthers over him?
Yes. This is what you lost out on to start the show, by the way.
This is a redfin herring I'm holding right now, and as you know, he's wobbling. Wobble with me, wobble with me, wobble with me. He isn't able to talk because he is an amphibian. Is he an amphibian? No, he's a fish. I'm sorry, redfin herring. If you've seen SpongeBob, you see a lot of redfin herrings, but you don't see them get caught a lot. Redfin herring. Threadfin herring, not redfin, a threadfin. If you look at this, the fins, you can see a slight thread coming off right here to explain the significance of thread fins. I just literally made that up. This is a redfin herring.
No, I'm not done. And finally, the end of the show, Jameis interviews a fish he catches.
Well, we have it, folks. We just cut the line. We have 2 family members of the tuna. If you were wondering, I asked the question too, why do fish flap when they're out the water? A wise friend told me that they're just simply trying to swim away. Well, fish, how does it work swimming in the air?
PETA's going to get a hold of that.
They didn't really have a response.
You're not wrong.
Sometimes no response is the best response at all.
Browns new quarterback, Jameis Winston.
Should take your own advice, Jameis.
I'm going to get the hot
Tom,
dog.
do you have a Browns? Do you have a Jameis Winston jersey yet?
No, it's on order.
We'll see you guys next week, KTC Broadcasting.